which probably, yeah.
Looks like cancer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, looks like we're here. And hello, everybody. Oh, that's kind of grainy looking, huh? Why is it grainy looking? Should be grainy.
Stones.
Huh?
Stones.
Oh, yeah. Stones. Oh, you talking to Steve?
No, he's just texting the group.
Okay. Anyway, who's on here? You?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hello, everybody. Well, now there's nobody. Not even you.
It is me.
Oh. What are you doing?
What do you think?
Closing Cage off? When Cage starts barking like that, like he is in the bedroom, that means it's time for us to go to bed. That's what we were supposed to do it now is jump up and go to bed. But he doesn't realize we just started a
He runs crazy circles on the bedspread that I made and tears it up.
Well, now he's going to play ball. So here we go.
Why do you do this every time? Every time.
Yeah, otherwise he'd just be sitting on the couch or in his bed or something, just sleeping. So
I don't want to play ball right now, buddy.
Anyway, we'll give it a minute here and let people kind of get on. Let's see, we have Seymour Rivers is here.
Hey, Seymour.
Hope all is well with you both. Yes, things are good with us. We might have a dead doggy here during this live, but oh, ow! And Charlie Porch is here. Good evening. Good evening to you. There's someone else out there too.
Moi.
Well, there's 5. Are you? That would make you 3. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll start. We just wanted to kind of. You can't do this during the live, buddy. Just wanted to kind of touch bases with you guys. We have been living here on our property for what? 3 weeks?
I don't know.
Well,
yeah, I guess it's going on 3 weeks for you.
November 10th was the day we moved in.
Right.
So it's been about 3 weeks. Just the 2 of us are here. Hello.
Hello.
What is that? What are you doing?
Hello.
I should turn my volume off on mine. Anyway, it's been very enjoyable. It's very satisfying to have a place that you own, it's your electricity, it's your water, and people can't throw you off. It's or just get on your case. Are we coming to Quartzsite? Yeah. Are you going to be there? Oh, they are. What? No, Sand on the Road. Me too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's our plan. We're planning on coming, unless they restrict driving. I mean, they haven't done that yet. Makio's here. Yay. Yeah, we definitely have plans. Anybody else that's coming there, we still have we have that campground. I don't know if the prices or anything have changed. Have you heard anything?
Call so I can.
Yeah, I need to talk to them. See it. It's possible. We did have a good friend there that Dick Cloud.
Yeah.
He owned a lot of that town, man. He was a really neat guy, and he just passed away about 2 months ago. So it's kind of sad. That's going to be a sad thing because we're used to seeing him every year. And
he's a sweetheart.
Last year, we talked to him. He wasn't there, was he?
He was not, but we called him at home.
We called him. He was in Colorado, and we talked to him, and he had cancer real bad, and he didn't know how things were going to go. And I tried calling him a couple other times, and just never got an answer. So we found out on the internet. Darla found out that he had passed. So that's going to be different. I don't know. Last year was different because of the COVID thing. Why don't you go find somewhere to be good? Yeah, last year we dealt with COVID, and we didn't have work last year. So this year we got work again, as far as we know. I need to probably check into that pretty quick, but I did get contacted by James a couple of weeks ago, well, a couple,
A while ago.
yeah, a month ago or so, and he wanted to know, make sure that we were coming. I said yes, we're coming. So, um, oh, just the two of us are here too.
Mm-hmm. So
And you guys are coming to courtside too, right? You'll be a
Carlos.
yes. So
Yeah, they are.
that's a good thing. And if anybody's interested in coming to Arkansas, we did that video. But I mean, if you're just coming to visit us for a few days or something, it's not gonna where there's no rent involved with that. But if somebody wants to get off the road for a couple of months or whatever, um, we'd be willing to rent that space out over there. You can't do it for free because there's water, electric, everything involved. So, um, but we make it where it's not too damaging because we know how it is when you're full time RV and you're looking to save a few bucks. That's what makes
nice
sport bike.
people.
Yeah. Who's that? Oh, you. So if you can see, I
He's
ran into a Toro lawnmower.
He looks a lot younger.
Yeah, like 50 years younger, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting to be a pain, and I have to have a change once in a while. That's for sure. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about anything or whatever. We've been out here trying to burn this big, huge pile of trees.
Well, and it's new wood, so it doesn't want to burn.
But it's not it has been burning for what 5 days now.
It's still smoldering.
Something is burning in there. Yeah. We don't know what it is. So I ordered a little cordless chainsaw, and we're going to try to. I've been trying to consolidate the pile as it goes. So
not this one. This one squeaks.
I'm gonna. He's getting more stuff. So I'm gonna cut it up. We're gonna make a great big huge pile and douse it in diesel fuel and a bunch of leaves that have fallen and see where that'd take off. I don't see her yet.
She just said hello.
It is hello. So that's what we're doing, and we got another little problem. The generator is not functioning, so I've been working on. I've thrown $250 worth of stuff at it. You call these guys and you talk to them. They go, "Oh yeah, it's definitely this." And so you spend, $60 on that. It's not that. Well, if it's not that, then it's definitely this, and then that's $188.
So it runs. It just won't stay started.
It won't start on its own, and it won't stay running on its own. But if you hold the fuel valve open and you crank it, it'll start right up and it'll run. But it's not charging the truck batteries, but it is creating AC voltage. So
I think it's a wiring problem. I think it's a broken wire, but
yeah,
what do I know?
And the thing with Onan generators is everything inside of the box where all the controls are, the wires are all white. And everything outside of that box are all green. So you have no idea. They paint all the wires and everything. Mm-hmm. They assemble them all the way and they spray everything green. So you don't know what anything is.
And if you try to take the green paint off the wires, it takes off the numbers on the wires too. So
there's numbers on the wires, but only on the inside that you can see. Because once they paint them,
and then you don't know what goes where.
So
we have a schematic, but still,
it doesn't
a green wire is a green wire.
So I'm going to have to open up all the wiring looms and trace out. There's two wires. It's one of these two wires is either grounded or something in that circuit is bagged. So after doing the engine and the truck and the property, now I got this. And then I also have an exhaust leak around my turbo. I got on the big engine. So I got to deal with that before we leave. So
it never ends.
Yeah. I see people all the time say, I'm always working on my stuff. Well, everybody else is too. That's how it is. It's just, there's always something, we do have a really, really good little RV place. This guy, has bought out
Well, he's-
old RV places and
for
everything
like
else.
decades.
Yeah,
He's
and
been there.
he's got a ton of stuff. And I mean, we needed handles for our refrigerator, and they're just obsolete. You can't get anywhere. And he had 2 sets, so we bought 1 set of them. And then we went over the other day, got the little metal latch
Catches.
parts where they catch. So he had those too. So that's a good thing. I'm trying to get the
Because we can't go
eyebrow.
to Cola's anymore because
Yeah,
they strip everything off their units now. They won't let you go look at them, and then they put them on the shelf for, you know, a gold price. It's too much.
it's a set of handles off of a refrigerator. You got to buy
The
the
whole
whole refrigerator, and they don't guarantee the refrigerator works.
right.
So you're buying a refrigerator, you don't know that it works, and spending a lot of money to get 2 handles.
When we first started going there, you'd jump in one of the golf carts. We did that for years, and then we went one time, and they said, "Oh, well, let's get a salesman to take you out on the golf cart because insurance won't cover you if, you know, something happens." So we're like, "Oh, bummer," but okay. And then this last time we went, they won't even let you go out in the yard and look at stuff.
They can't go out there and walk around. So you're
That was one of my favorite places to go.
Cola's is kind of off our list of places to. Ow! You bit my toe. What are you
You should
doing?
have shoes on.
Anyway,
Well, you took my toys. I can't play with it.
he's been having a ball around here. I mean, out of all of our dogs, he's got the biggest yard ever of any of them. And he hasn't, you know, I mean, he's 3 years old, and he has really never been able to roam free the whole time we've had him. He's always.
Can you say hi?
When you're in a campground, they got to be on a leash, and you know, we don't like taking them in those little doggy runs because, you know, you don't know what the doggies have done in there and all that kind of stuff. So anyway,
he's party boy.
He really I go out, I take him out to go potty, and I just walk outside the door, I turn on the outside light, and I take my flashlight and I just shine the light on him, and he's got his own whole little area over where he goes back, and he loves it. Yeah. But he always hides behind a pole or a tree or something because he doesn't want to be watched.
Don't look at you. How dare you say such disparaging things?
He wants to go to bed. You want to go night-night? You ready to go sleep? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You want to throw up?
Just
burped. He burped? He's a little burpy.
He's a good boy. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a great boy. We really have a lot of fun with him. I don't know. This poor dog, he probably deserves to be with a house full of kids.
He misses his Auntie Teresa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah. What do we got?
What? Oh, Seymour he's wondering why you two didn't squeak like his little toy.
He knows it's in my pocket.
He never plays with that thing. This is the first time I've heard him play with it in a long time.
We're live.
He's got a whole different attitude about everything when we're on a live.
Yeah, Billy and Brenda. Hello, guys. Billy and Brenda.
Wow.
Here. Magic Man Hobbies. Changed your moniker. Okay. Teresa says, I love that guy.
Billy, are you guys still RVing, or did you get rid of your RV or what? I know there's I've been seeing a lot of people are kind of like and we have some friends that have been on the road as long as us. They're not getting rid of their RV, but they bought, what was it, 80 some acres in Missouri. And it's something where the people that had the land, I mean, it's got a fish pond where they farm fish. It's got, they could create their own diesel fuel with using the cooking oil and all that stuff. And they got their own power system. They got everything. This thing was all set up. All they had to do was walk in and turn it on. And we're probably going to go visit them. I don't know exactly when. We're getting close to Christmas. Like I say, we got things we got to finish. We've been working on that on that shed. We went today. Of course, it was like a twofer. You know, we went to price out plywood and all kinds of stuff, but we had to take a little side trip over to Brahms and get ice cream.
If you have not been to a Brahms, Brams,
I gotta go.
they're
Yeah.
good ice cream. Good
Yeah, I
ice
think
cream.
I think it's better than 31 flavors.
It's creamier.
And I mean,
And I love 31.
You can get a really nice little hot fudge sundae for $2.50.
They also raise their own beef, so their hamburgers are pretty good.
Yeah.
And they have a mini grocery section. You can buy fresh produce. You can buy their
ice
meats,
cream, bread,
buns, yeah, milk,
steaks.
They have their own milk, yeah, too.
Yeah, and the people are really nice there, really nice. And they hire people retired,
yeah,
and they hire teenagers.
Yeah.
So
they call it the adult crew and
the school crew or something.
I think they call it the teenage crew
or something.
Anyway, Billy says still have waiting for Brenda to quit and the COVID BS.
Well, if you're waiting for COVID, then Trump will be in office when that quits. There's no way it's going to quit under these guys. There's no way. They're not going to do it. They're just going to keep. They want to do a lockdown again. So that's the only thing that I'm a little bit
leery.
That could mess us up here on going to Arizona.
Hopefully it won't. We'll know.
Yeah, hopefully it won't. You know, I get in trouble every time I start getting the political ball rolling here, so I just keep my mouth shut on it. But you know, all I could say is if you don't have a place to stay, you better figure something out so that if something gets weird, you have a place to go. Save money, pay your bills off, and buy silver. Buy a lot of silver, because at the rate the dollar's deflating, I should say.
What too? They said mortgage rates have dropped and you should refi. Even if you're at like 3% or 2%, you should refi.
Yeah, I would love to do the metal building. I mean, I can. We're set up. All we got to do is put footings, do the footings and pour the slab and put the building, have the metal building set up, and then we're ready. I mean, we'll build our little house inside. I'm going to do all that myself. I'm not going to hire anybody on that. I might have my nephew come over and help me nail boards and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's not that tough. It's really not all that tough. And around here, you don't have any codes. So, I mean, I have codes because I don't want the thing falling in on us. So we're going to build it extra super strong. It's just like we were talking the other day. We had a fire last night, campfire.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe somebody saw pictures. I don't remember what I posted or not, but we didn't buy it.
No,
the furniture store in town had a bad washer. So Bill went and he cut the drum out of it, and that's our fire pit.
Yeah, we went down there and we talked to him, and then Darla went to visit us, and I was trying to get one. I was trying to buy one. One guy was trying to sell me a fire pit for like $100 and all this. I'm going, well, all we want is one of these little drums, Anyway, I went to go get lunch, Cage and I thought, well, I'll drive by this place, and I went around in the back, and I had talked to her. And I hadn't talked to her since. And there was one exactly like what I needed, completely set off to the side. And I went over there and I'm like, cool. My neighbor gave me one, but it was a plastic drum. So that would only be good for one fire. So anyway, I all I had was a hammer. And so I was able to break it loose. I could pull the whole drum mechanism with the motor and everything came out. And I got it to fit in the back of the truck. And I came here and I had to cut it to get it out, but I got it out, and it's awesome, huh?
What's bad, though, is they had probably 20 appliances in the back of their store, and we're like, oh, we'll just come over here, because they were junk. Yeah. And we went to go get one and, say, hey, can we have one? And the city made them clean it up like the week before.
So they had to get it all gone. So when I asked her, I went in, I said, I got kind of a dumb question. And I told her, and she goes, oh no, a lady was in here the other day and we got her one. But I go, I don't know if we have any because we got rid of all that stuff. We had a whole bunch. But if we got one, we'll set it aside for you. And sure enough, they did. So I probably should go back in there and thank her, buy her lunch or something. So
Definitely.
anyway, we got that done, and we had a fire last night. We went. It was Taco Tuesday at our Mexican restaurant. So we went over there, got tacos, and came back. We got a table and everything set up, and we sat by the fire and ate tacos. And
Texas, or not Texas. I'm looking at comments here. Taco Tuesday yesterday, dollar taco, and yeah, Teresa says she's glad she's in Texas right now, and Maddie G Van Lifer.
Says, oh yeah, she's the one who wants to come here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, come on.
Hi from Shiro. That's where
we're here till Texas. We're gonna go to Little Rock for Christmas, I'm pretty sure. And then my son is coming from North Carolina. His family's gonna come, and then we're gonna go back over to North Little Rock, but we're gonna take the motor home and we're gonna stay in the campground there, and then for New Year's, and then probably right after New Year's we're gonna head to Quartzsite, and then when Quartzsite's over, we have some medical stuff we have to do in Vegas, and then we'll be rolling back here. So then I'll probably get a job around here or something. I don't know. It depends. If we get a good work camper job, we'll do that. But
I just see gate guarding in our future.
Yeah, we really like it here. I'll tell you what, man, this place is beautiful. It's just beautiful. We can see the window over here is open. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and open the string broke on the blind, so she had to rebuild it.
You know what? That's just like the evil in my life. These blinds are the worst design ever. They're terrible. I just.
Well, we put black. We had to put black string because that's all we had.
The thing of it is if you're going to vacation in something like this and you're not using it that much, it's okay, because you're not. But we're living in this going on 12 years now, and they're up and they're down and they're up and they're down. I bet you I've replaced every string in this rig at least 5 times each, at least. And these big ones, even more.
Yeah, they're tough. The thing about it is she comes out this morning, things laying on the couch. I go, what to put it up, and it just fell apart.
It's gone up in my hands.
So I took it off and laid it on the couch, so it was like really a bad scene. She goes, well, I don't have any more of that white string, and I said, well, I got a brand new, because I got paint and everything to paint these things gray.
I just want to take them out and put curtains up. You can wash curtains. These things haven't been washed in 10 years. Well, 11 years.
I want to get the shades where you pull them down.
Yeah, but that's $1,000.
Yeah, but the thing is, if we have curtains, and they'll, I don't know.
And that's why they're still hanging up, because he doesn't know.
I've got gray spray paint. I got black paint for all the hardware and everything.
If that's what you're gonna do, then just leave them the way they are. If I still have to string them, I don't care what they look like. They're just.
You are a kissy boy. Yes, you are. My doggy hates me. God, yeah, you're such a good boy. I know you're not supposed to kiss your dog. I love my doggies. Yeah. Darla kisses him, and that's him, and that's how we kiss.
Yeah. Teresa says, I won't replace mine if they bust. Love curtains and change colors whenever. Thank you, Teresa. Teresa's my buddy.
Yeah, well, you know what? I told her do it.
And see, we got. Maddie says she wants to get an empty cargo van. Which do you recommend? Make curtains line. Yes, Maddie. Make the curtains and line them with blackout fabric. Throw them in the wash whenever.
Yeah, that. As far as a van, I mean, I think I said. Did you look? Have you looked at Brian's Adventure Van Man? He was in a van. The hard part about a van is, unless you got the real tall, high one, can't stand up in them.
Well, I don't think a girl would have that problem. I don't know how
You
tall
can't.
Maddie
Well,
is.
you remember how tall our van was that we had? You couldn't stand up in it. So I mean, what's nice about those? It's like a rental truck. It has a box on the back. If you haven't seen his vehicle, it's really cool.
Okay, curtains win all over the place. Liza Jane, I vote curtains. Rhonda Davis, Darla wins. Thanks, ladies.
Okay, that's the end of this live. Gosh, the women are always ganging up on me. They hate me. You know, what's nice about the
hey, Dave.
shades? You pull them down, you pull them up, pull them down, pull them down, and they have a seat like our covers on the outside where you can see out but can't see in. They have one of those, and then I mean, they're just nice. I want to get them in black.
You have the shades on there all the time anyway, so you can see out and you can't see in.
Yeah, but like right now they could see it.
They could
with the lights on.
If you had the.
With the lights on, you could. Well, we're silhouettes.
Curtains.
With curtains. The looking through this, and you can see the lights. But yeah, it's. I don't know. Make them. Put them up. I'm not stopping you. Then
Good night, Billy.
Oh, okay, you guys. Well, are you guys coming? Are you guys going to courtside? Or do I have to call Brenda's work and tell them that she has AIDS or not has COVID or something? What do you think? Gotta get you guys coming again. You know what I think we're gonna do this year? Normally, we're on the end, and our door is facing like the campground next door, and the campground next door, there's like a full timer deal there, and it's kind of not real pretty. So I'm thinking about what we're going to do is we're going to come in and put the driver's side over there and just run our utilities underneath the motorhome and plug in that way, because I have 50 foot of electrical cord and I have plenty of water hose and plenty of sewer hose. And then our door will face whoever's next to us, and their door will face us. And yeah, and then we'll put that fire pit, because the place in Quartzsite, the campground that we stay at, they give us a pit to fire pit.
Well, it was actually
same thing as what we got,
like what we have. Let's see. Billy says call school and tell them how bad she is.
Yeah.
And then Makio, I thought we were friends.
What did she say?
She votes for shades.
Yeah.
I don't like
all right, Makio.
I can't throw those things in the washer. That's what I told him.
You don't have to.
What do you mean?
These are are those shades?
Shades, yeah.
Pull down shades.
He wants the shades. I would go for the shades, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And he wants that metal building. So where do we put the money?
When we came here, here's the short story. We bought the property 3 years ago, and we talked to a guy, super nice guy. I don't want to say anything bad about him. He just hosed us on coming over here and do the tractoring work. He goes, I could do it in a day. It's no big deal. Look at about $1,000. I could come over here and just knock it out for you. Okay, great. Let's do it. Well, a year goes by and he didn't do it. So this last year, when we went to Montana, I talked to him. I said, can you come over and knock it out? And he goes, yeah, I will. When are you going to be back? I said, well, we're going to be back probably the end of August or beginning of September. He goes, oh, yeah, no problem. No problem. Well, like a couple of weeks before we were getting ready to leave, I contacted him and I said, hey, have you done anything? And he didn't respond. So then I texted him. I said, well, can you call me back when you have a minute? And he said, yes. Well, he never did. So I called my brother and I just said, hey, he says, yeah, I got a guy who could do it. Well, this kid tried hard, but he didn't have the right equipment job. But he got it done. But it cost me twice as much as it should. And then all the wiring was expensive and all the electrical stuff, I mean, for the power loop, it was like $700. And I mean, just everything, the lines. But you know what? I used all good quality stuff. Everything, the sewer hose could take 50,000 pounds easy. We had 2 truckloads of of 80,000 pounds worth of with the truck and the rock come over the sewer lines, no problem. So, and the water lines. So we're good. We got it set up. Motorhomes can come in and out of here, no problem. It's all rocked. It's you're not going to sink down or any of that stuff. And but it took us 3 years to get it done, and it was twice as expensive, basically, as it would have cost us if it would have gotten done
We're 3 years
2 years
older.
ago. Yeah, I told this guy, I go, I've had 2 birthdays since you're going to come here and do this. I go, if I have too many more, I'm going to be dead. I want to get this done before I die.
David Rice also says they'd like to go to Quartzsite. They think the location they're at now will be done in time.
Well, you just tell them, hey, sorry. You give them a 2-day notice. I'm leaving today. So that's you always, when you're gate guarding, you just tell them, hey, we're leaving the state, and they have to take care of it. I mean, that's just how it works. We were up there in Colorado, man. When my feet were getting frozen to the ground, I just told them we had to go. We needed to go anyway because we were going to Quartzsite. But
I'm going to say one more thing. Oh, 4-wheel frac site, Dave says. On the shades, these day-night shades, I hate them. They're the worst invention ever, except for roller shades that is like on the door.
Yeah.
But
they're like
the MCD shades. I like those. That's what he wants to put up, and that would be great, but they're very expensive.
It's going to run to do here. If we do the whole motorhome the way I want to do it, it'd be close to $1,000. Right. If we just do out here, it's about $600.
But curtains in the meantime. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the thing with the ones that I get, they snap right in like these.
I know.
And they got
they're
a day-night,
yeah.
Where you can see through it, and they got a blackout, and that's what I want.
Doug Dulac has those.
Right, and what I want to do is I want to fill all the holes in the walls in here from all the screws and everything, and paint this like a light gray in the majority and a dark gray in the slide out. I had a leak over here in the slide out. I solved the leak, but now what I got to do is we got to take that panel down on the roof and go in there and see what's got to come out. And that's going to be but now we got a place to do it. So that's
once ultimately he would like to have a building to put it into.
Yeah, if we had a building, this thing would be repainted, and I mean, I'd trick this thing out. I'd make it look like a show motorhome.
Even Dave says curtains would look homey.
Yeah, well, but the trouble is you gotta have a way to stick them to the windows so they're not doing this when you're driving.
No, they don't make noise.
Oh, but they move around.
It doesn't matter. Why do you care if the curtains move around?
Well, even the shades, I was going to put Velcro strips. That's so that when they're down,
you'd have to.
They impact, yeah.
You'd have to.
Well, you could roll them up.
Yeah, but then it gets hotter in here on hot days. Yeah. We can't agree. That's why there's still shade. These suckers up.
Buy your own motorhome.
Anyway.
I do everything on this motorhome. I mean, everything. So, I mean, you live in it, you cook in it, and you ride in it. And I do everything else. So.
That's right, but I have to look at it.
Well, don't look at it. Keep your eyes closed.
I could serve you up some real funny stuff then.
This cup, I've had this cup since what, 1992 or something like that?
Yeah.
I went to a Laughlin River run. I used to fill this thing with beer, but not no more. Anyway, my daughter was at a thrift store or something and saw one just like it. And she bought it for me. So now I have two. And I'm waiting for this one to wear out. So
it's never going to wear out, but the paint has come all off of it because it used to say
Gold River.
Yeah, Gold River, Laughlin, Nevada. This other one says
if you bought this thing, it was like $8. And then you could get it refilled with beer for like $1. Yeah. I said, okay, I'll do that deal because I mean, we were there for 4 days, and that thing was I was always getting it refilled.
The worst thing about that is most cup holders won't accommodate it. So
no, but I got like a little washcloth with a coaster in
it. But like when you're driving.
Well, it fits in that cup holder.
I know, but like the truck, I mean, it doesn't fit in there.
Yeah, well. Then we have to go by Sonic and get a 44 ouncer.
Yeah.
Hey, Darla.
Hey,
Hello.
Amanda and Jason.
No, it's who's that?
2 eggs in a basket.
That's below. Late again. What's
Rhonda.
up?
Late again. What's up, y'all? 2 eggs in a basket. RV
yeah,
is.
Oh, that's Billy and Brenda, right?
I don't know.
Magic Man Hobbies.
Yes. Oh, just above it. Me.
Say hello to Grace and.
Oh, hi, Grace. Hi, Chloe. They're granddaughters.
Oh, okay. Hi.
I believe both of them are your granddaughters, right? Someday maybe we'll get to meet you.
Yeah, we put. I was going to redo.
Happy wife, happy life, buddy.
I was going to read. Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. Well, trying to make her happy is like more than a full-time job. You know, we've been married 40 years, and if by now she's not happy, she's going to be sad the rest of her life. Anyway, I was going to spray these. I was going to take them apart, have her take them apart. That's her one chore in this motorhome, is doing that. That's the one job she does. And it's not my fault. If you did it right, you will only have to do it once.
11 years?
Yeah.
And I keep doing
But I was going to spray them gray. I have some, and get rid of the bottom here. We don't really use these. The see-through ones, do we?
Well, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Like you told me with the curtains, do it.
Yeah. We just got to clean these. That's the trouble. We got to clean these.
We need a bathtub to clean them.
And I was going to paint all the hardware on here black.
Have a bathtub.
So I was going to black and a gray, and then we do all the body painting in here and everything. I think it looked pretty cool. I'm not really hip into the white wood and the white, everything white.
They want our autograph. You silly girls.
Didn't I give you one last time? Oh, the granddaughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks, Amanda and Jason said, so we got
two wheels.
We got new 2 wheels. Both of you got them?
Oh, motorcycles? Oh, wow. I've been looking for an old set of wheels. There's an old shovel head.
What'd you guys get?
Well, he had a Harley. She had gotten another bike though. What, a 250 or something, I think. There's an old shovel head over here. It's got to be mid 70s, so it's an AMF, but it's sitting outside, and it doesn't look like it ever's moving. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to look really rough, because what I'm going to do to it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how rough it is, because I'm gonna make it look a little more. I'm gonna make it look a little older, is what I'm gonna make it look like. So, and paint it and do everything to it. These guys with this patina stuff, I think
Honda Shadow 750.
That's what
That's what Amanda got.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
I bought. Oh no.
That's what she had.
Amanda and I bought newer Suzuki C50 for Amanda, replacing her Honda Shadow 750. Excuse me. Suzuki C50.
And what did he get?
I don't know. I bought a newer Suzuki C50 for Amanda, replacing her.
Oh, he got a Road
Shadow.
King. He got a Road King.
Oh, did you say?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
Amanda bought Suzuki Boulevard C50, and I got a Road King. Nice.
Yeah.
Rhonda says kisses for Cage.
Yeah, I was talking about the patina stuff. There's a guy that I watch, D&D Speed. I don't know if you guys watch him, but he takes these old 4-door 57 Chevys and makes them 2 doors. And then it's trying to get what he's done that's metal to match the old looking part of the car. And anyway, he's building a Nomad, and it's a real Nomad, but it needs new quarter panels, inner and outer. And I mean, he's really working on it.
Does everybody know what patina is? Patina
is like rusty, or they're rusty and brown.
It looks like it's been sitting out in a field.
Yeah. And the guy who came up with that idea and started selling it to everybody was a guy who couldn't afford a nice paint job. So anyway, when I do a car, man, I like to take them and make them just like a diamond. I love them to be really super shiny and beautiful and just absolutely perfect looking. And I told this guy, he's in Canada. I said, if I was in Canada, I'd come over and shoot that thing for you. So you know, I paint a lot
I
of
don't know. I
motorcycles, a
guess
lot
some
of cars.
people like that. I don't care for it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Let me see if I could do something tricky here. Hang on. I'm gonna try.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna see if I can show them a car I painted.
Oh, I don't think you can incorporate it into the screen.
Why can't I?
Well, if you can, you know a trick I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I was just gonna stick it in front of
Oh well.
the camera. So let's see. Let's see if we can do this. It doesn't come out real good, does it?
No, not really.
Anyway,
and you're shaky.
I painted. And
It's
let's see. And that's what it looked like when I started. So you can see it was pretty rough.
yeah. I was like,
And I did everything to that car though. I built the motor, rebuilt the transmission.
Dave says not my cup of tea. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna spend all the money to put a new motor in it and new tires and new interior, and then the outside looks like you just hauled it off the field, I don't get it. I really do think that it came about because somebody is like, well, I fixed this car and one day I'm going to paint it, but in the meantime, I'm going to call it patina.
Well,
it'll be a fad.
That guy drove that car to a car show.
The guy he just showed you.
That Camaro, he bought for $100. It was an original SS 4-speed car, 350 motor, and I completely redid the motor and transmission, went through everything on that car. Reworked that body, had holes in it and everything else, and I fixed it all. Took every panel that could come off of it and bead blasted it,
and the dash,
everything,
metal dash,
and then repainted everything inside and out. And he went to this car show and he took first place, and this guy came over and wanted to buy that car, and he offered him $10,000.
And this was in 1990.
5 or something.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And the guy offered him $10,000 for it, and he called me. He says, "What do you think I should do?" And I said, "Well, which would you rather have, the car or the money?" And he said, "Well, I'd rather have the car." And I said, "Well, you answered your own question." So about 2 or 3 hours later, he calls me back again. He says, "Well, the guy's back." And I said, "Well, what's he offering you now?" He goes, "He's offering me a 66 Chevelle SS 396 convertible, black on black, and $5,000 cash for my car." And I said, "Well, you better do that deal. That's a deal I do without even thinking."
And he still has that Chevelle.
He still has a Chevelle.
He fixed that all up real pretty too.
Well, he took the big block out of it and put a small block in it so he could drive it.
Jason and Amanda say clear coat.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They put a satin clear coat on those cars. But
Makia said she has her Arizona RV plates today, got them, and she'll be moving in February to Arizona.
Wow. Yeah.
If you're living in Arizona and you're not able to make quartzite this year, this 2022, 2023, it should be a lot easier because you'll be closer.
Right? Yep.
That'd be great.
And Rhonda says you can play harder if you're not worried about your paint. I don't worry about it because I can repaint it. I painted my Corvette, my driveway.
But not everybody can paint.
Yeah, well.
Good point, though.
It's true. But I don't have to worry about it because I can paint. So, and
he's painted outside even.
So. I used to did my best paint jobs outside, I think.
Except for the gnats. I got to sand those out.
Yeah. Makio's going to be on quartzite. All right.
This one coming up, Makio.
Yay!
I'm excited.
We're going to. We have to get insurance in February, so we've already been here to an insurance agent. We got to go back and talk to him again, but it's going to be a little bit cheaper than through South Dakota. And then we're going to get our tags aren't due till July. So before July, we're going to get Arkansas tags because we have property here, so we can do that. And then our sister-in-law will come over and get our mail and stuff. Someone will come and get it. So we're not gonna have anything. We'll be done with South Dakota, And which, believe me, there's a couple of really good advantages to it. Is that you can get your mail, you can vote, you can do all those things, and because some places they don't like the fact that
You don't live there and you
you don't
vote
live
there.
there and you're voting and stuff like that. So, and I've been hearing some complaints about the escapees down here in Texas and Livingston. So, anyway, the thing about it is to get away from all that hassle, we're going to do everything right here where we're at.
And because too, we're not traveling as much as we were before. Like we would travel every single, year constantly. We'd come back and see family for a minute and then we were off doing another job. We don't have to work that much anymore.
Yeah, for 10 years we went from job to job to job to job to job. We never quartzsite was our time off basically, and we were working 10 days there. So and we're going to do that again this year because we really enjoy it.
We'll be here on this property a lot.
So. Yeah, and I've already got a couple of job offers here. So luckily I've been learning how to be a short order cook while we've been on the road, and Darla's been doing cashiering and ice cream work and stuff like that. So there's a place here by where we live, and they said, yeah, we'd love to have you come on because they're always looking for people here. And I'd like to make it if they would do a twofer and put us on the same shift, and we could do 3 or 4 days a week or whatever. It doesn't even have to really be that much, but YouTube, we make maybe what $200 a year. So, and it's always like, whoa, they sent us $105. Woo! And I'm still paying for this $1,000 phone with a camera that now I hardly use. I mean, well, that's what we do. Now. And we bought cameras. We bought a couple of cameras and all this stuff. And the only thing we use for filming when we do videos is the phone. And right now we're running off the computer with just the camera on the computer.
Where am I? Okay, 2 eggs in a basket. Jason and Amanda, how's the property going? They did tune in late. Yeah, we're on it. We're sitting on it right now. We've been here since November 10th.
It's awesome.
3 weeks.
It's awesome.
It's peaceful. It's nice. It's quiet. It's beautiful.
People are great.
Yeah. We
have a train.
Literally just sitting on the property.
Yeah.
We had a pad graded. We had some rock put in. Bill, his brother and nephew, they did the water lines, and you heard about all that, the electric and stuff like that. Now what we're doing is working on the shed that's on the property to try to enclose it.
And we're gonna make a laundry room. Laundry room, and we'll have a table in there so that you can fold clothes. And we're gonna have electric. Everything's electric here. Gas prices, the natural gas, we have it. We have all utilities here. Natural gas is starting to climb. It's supposed to go up 25%. So we're just going to keep everything, get an electric water heater. We're going to get a wash tub so that if I'm working on something, I can go in there and wash my hands or whatever we're doing. And my air compressor is going to go in there, and a refrigerator freezer is going to go in there.
Like a real size one.
Yeah, a big fridge and freezer. Oven. And then we'll have right out, you used to go, the door went out towards the street. Well, we're walling that in, and the door, I've already cut the door out in the back, and we built a step back there the other day. That came out pretty cool. So and right behind it, we're going to have a fire pit and a barbecue. And when people come to stay, I mean, we could probably park. What would you think? We could do full hookups with two. And then we could run some extension cords and fill water tanks, and there's an extra septic dump. So you'd be able to dump and refill with water.
But it's an acre property, so
so we could probably put 6 or 7 RVs, and the neighbors they don't give a crap. They don't care what we do. The city, they said we can't have 10 RVs and be charging. We can't be doing it. We can't do it. If we can do that. But we have to do a separate deal. We have to do something with the county.
So David says we're going through the domicile challenge now. Oregon sucks. Teresa says maybe she can have James bring her out.
David, I just left Oregon. Is my domicile to move.
We're going through.
Yeah. And guys,
And hi, Coley Hope.
And let me tell you, Arizona is probably going to be a stepping stone for you, because I know that have moved to Arizona and they're already talking about kind of wanting to get out of there. It's a real it's hot, and it's hot, hot, hot. I mean, it's not too bad. It's nice in the wintertime, but it's hot in the summertime, man. I have a friend of mine that lives in Scottsdale, and luckily he's semi-retired. He drives a truck, but he says, man, it's stinking miserable there in the summer. So
Makio is the one who said she just left
they get that valley
Oregon.
fever too. What?
Makio is the one that just
Yeah.
switched from Oregon to Arizona. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's talking to someone else.
She was talking to Dave.
Oh, okay.
Because he just said he's trying to get out of Oregon to do the domicile somewhere else. Where are you going to go, David?
Well, you could do escapees there in Livingston, but then you got to do yearly inspections on all your vehicles. Yeah. And they're real funny. I mean, if you don't watch Nomadic Fanatic, he tried to get the ashes from his cat, and they wouldn't accept. They wouldn't accept it if they put a sticker on there that, oh, it's fragile or something. They refuse it. They don't want it. They don't want to take it. It's a bunch of old people. They won't allow cell towers or anything. Yeah. It's just we used to be escapees, and we were hanging around with the like 70-plus-year-olds
when we were in our 50s.
Yeah,
which is okay. I mean, but they definitely are in a different bracket of life.
Quiet time starts about 6 p.m. and they're all drunk. They're just heavy partiers, but they pass out early and stuff like that. And nice people.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Makio says she will not be staying in Arizona for the summer.
Yeah.
And Dave says it's a toss-up between South Dakota and Texas. So we're in South Dakota right now, and the hardest thing with them is you've got to go every 5 years, which isn't bad, to renew your driver's license, and you have to stay one overnight, have a bill that has
Tower Campground,
a local address, and they've got something set up with a couple of campgrounds in town. We usually went to Tower Campground. They generate a bill with our name on it, shows that we paid it, take it in, and that satisfies DMV's requirements. But we couldn't make it this last time.
Yeah, and they actually that's one thing about Your Best Address is they were able to get it done for us because they own the owner of the Your Best Address has a hotel or something, and they
Tower Camp. Oh yeah.
And they did something where they were able to write generate a bill for
staying over
for having spent the night there and something. Anyway, I don't know how they did it because they just sent us a new license. So
once every 10 years, that was what saved our bacon. Once every 10 years, you can renew by mail. You don't have to physically go into the DMV, but we still had to have that receipt. And so Your Best Address ended up being able to generate that receipt for us.
Oh,
a little bit shady, yeah, but it saved us a bunch of money trying to get up there, and we just couldn't do it. We would have had expired driver's licenses.
So here's something crazy that happened the other day. We go to the insurance company and we're going to insure the motorhome and the truck. And she said, blah, blah, blah on that motorhome. And she says, okay, and to insure your truck, it's the collision is $17,000. I said, I only paid $16,700 out the door for that truck when it was brand new. It's 16 years old.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, the value of your truck's gone way up. And I go, really? Because last time they were saying it was worth about $3,000 or something. I was like, okay, well, we almost got rid of the collision on it. And I said, yeah, I just put a new motor and everything in it. And she goes, oh, wow. She goes, yeah, well, it's well worth that kind of money now. So
let me catch us up on this.
That was kind of unusual.
Teresa says that Texas insurance rates are expensive. Coley Hope, Alaska in the summer is very nice.
Yeah.
Rhonda, I'm concerned about passing vehicle inspections in Texas. Yeah, you don't have that in South Dakota.
Rhonda, didn't you get rid of your motorhome? Did she get rid of it?
Well, this is Rhonda Davis, not Rhonda Lou.
Oh, okay. Rhonda Davis.
Are you getting better fuel MPG with the new truck motor, or is it about the same?
You know what happened is we always got 17 miles to a gallon with the truck. Always. I don't care if you're going uphill, downhill, pulling a
Towing.
trailer, didn't matter. 17 miles to a gallon. And it was never real soupy, but I mean, it did everything we wanted to do it. This motor, so far, the best I've done is I got 18 and a half, but that's on a brand new motor. And today we got 17, but I don't know, we've been around town driving and everything else.
Yeah.
So anyway, not too bad. I mean, it's a little better. It runs good. We had a really bad vibration noise when I first took off, and I had the K&N cold air kit, and it was not sitting right. It was banging. So that's fixed.
Yeah.
And then I hit a piece of foam sheet
Yeah.
that you wrap stuff in,
foam,
you put it in a box. I was going down the freeway and it got up underneath there and got on the tailpipe.
You weren't the only one that hit it.
Yeah, another guy passed me dragging it from his differential, but it got kind of wrapped around my pipe, and so every time we stop, we have this burning smell.
It's getting less every day.
Yeah, every day is.
David Davis says property looks great. Thanks. Teresa, I'm out of Rapid City and love to visit, so happy to visit often. I race up in my car and spend a couple days. Love the Black Hills. Yeah, it's just a matter of
talk to them for a minute. I got to go in here.
Time, Teresa. I mean, they'll let you off from gate guarding, but some of the jobs we've been working, we can't go. You know, and ours happened to renew. Bill's birthday's in August, and they'll let me renew mine 6 months in advance. My birthday's in January, so we usually do them in August, but this time we just couldn't make it up there. Oh yeah, there is the Sunshine State. You could register out of Florida. Do they have a mail forwarding company there? I'm not aware of it if they do. Yeah, Dave, South Dakota's been pretty good for us, other than that one small little glitch. Yearly inspection in Texas, yeah. Yeah, the motor's not really broken in yet, Dave. I don't know if it'll improve or not, but I'm happy with it. You know, as long as it's not getting worse mileage than we were getting, I don't have any complaints. Better mileage would always be welcome. Makio, I paid Arizona DMV $125 for 5 years of registration fees, and no inspection was required on my 84 RV. Well,
yeah, there's no inspection here either. And it just makes sense because
one thing about Arkansas that we did here, I think my sister-in-law said it, was no, DMV said it. Who said it? That if no, it was just if the value of your RV is less than $15,000.
That was the lady at the laundromat.
You won't have to pay
anything.
So to register, that would be great.
And the thing about this place is it's small town. 382 people in our town, and we know the postmaster, and I mean we're getting to know the mayor. We know everybody around here. It doesn't take any time at all, and we're in a RV, we're in a black motorhome. Oh yeah, I've seen your motorhome. Yeah, we've seen it. Everybody goes by here for some reason. Yeah, we've seen it. And the thing is the postmaster, she says, well, if you want, just have your mail set here and I'll hold it till you come back. And because we do everything online.
Yeah.
Most people do anymore. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
We got because Wells Fargo isn't here in Arkansas. They don't have a Wells Fargo.
They do, but it's in Texarkana, and that's
Texas.
Yeah.
They don't have one in Arkansas. So we got a local bank over here. So now what we can do is we can deposit money here and we can transfer it to Wells Fargo or vice versa. So that kind of solves that problem. And then we're going to get our insurance here, driver's license, plates for the RV, get everything all said and done. We'll have our mail go. We drive by the post office multiple times a day. It's next street over.
We could walk there.
We walk to the Mexican restaurant, to the dollar store, to all the places. Anyway, for us, this place is the Mexican food place made it perfect. And it's pretty good. I mean, it's not as good as my buddy Domingo's, but it's a pretty good place. And the people here are great. We are getting a lot of Texas people here, though.
Yeah.
A lot of
They
people
drive
from there,
like,
and they
gosh,
do not understand that
speed
the
limits, forget it.
maximum speed limit in
And
Arkansas
they're all in a
is
hurry.
55
in a big
miles an
hurry.
hour because they're all little too, unless you're out on 40 or something, but they're all 2-lane highways.
Yeah.
And you know, you come up to a bridge, and if there's a wide load coming, you got to stop because it's not enough room for a wide load in us to go
Yeah.
across the bridge at the same time. So
Not even close.
they have cars stopping you or getting you to pull over. So, but you know what? It's a little bit inconvenient, but the advantages to everything is once in a while you'll be in a place, there'll be 50 people in there, and one person's got a mask on. And I don't care whether people wear masks. If they want to wear masks, that's their business. But I don't want them to tell me I have to wear a mask.
And they don't.
And they don't. So, yeah, we don't have any of that crap here.
Yeah, I've heard of Rec Pro for RV stuff. I'm not sure what their prices are like, but I've known people that have bought stuff from them and have been happy with it.
Well, come on, Dave. Dave wants to move. Wants to move up here.
Oh yeah, Dave, come on. You know what? You could park here while you look for a spot to buy for yourself. That would work.
Yeah, and honestly, we have a lady next door named Patty. We call her Patty the Pit Bull. Because if somebody tries to walk in the shed over here, she's right over here telling them, "Hey, I'm calling the sheriffs right now. You need to get out of here." So she's kind of keeps eyeballing the people on the other side of us over here the same way. So you know, if you want to come here, you just go over and tell Patty. She's already told her the other day, and she'll give you because I got the power boxes locked up and stuff, and you just come in and park on the other side over there and plug in. You can come here when we're not here. I don't care.
Yep.
We know you anyway. So anybody that we've been talking to on here for quite a while, I would be willing to do that for you. So
which is everybody on here.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody well, I don't know. We haven't had 20 different people pop up. If you're new here, this is your first time, pop on and say hi and like us. That's another thing.
Right.
I'll tell you, we have been stuck at 3130 to 3140 for 6 months.
Easily.
And what happens is yesterday morning when I got up, we were 3140. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe we're about ready. And then this morning I got up, we're at 3134. Well, and we only had like 2 views yesterday. So I don't know, maybe people are just pissed at us or someone's got 5 channels and they knock us down. I don't know, or whatever. I don't care. It's not what it's about for us, but I mean, some people are just the thing with the subscriber thing is some of these guys have over 100,000 subscribers, but they only get 1,800 views. You know, I mean, it's all about the views. So we're trying to do things that people might be at least a little bit interested in. I know our life isn't that interesting, but we do live full-time RVing. We're in our RV every time.
How we will watch people's everyday lives, like when they get in their truck and when they put the camera on the ignition key and they fire it up, and I don't know why.
Class A living. Did Billy and Brenda, are they still on there?
I don't know.
I hope you guys are I hope you guys are still watching him. This guy, I mean, he's taken every cabinet. He's got an old Winnebago Chief from the 80s. And the roof was leaking like a sieve. And
we've talked about this guy before.
Yeah, he put new wood on the roof, but then he used like just a sealer, like something you'd use on a regular roof. And so I think I don't know. He says it's not still leaking, but he's had to take every cabinet out. He's got all these wires. I mean, one thing about it runs good. He keeps it running good.
It's a Frankenstein mobile.
Yeah, and he wants to work on other people's motorhomes.
He's also the one, he boondocks all the time, and he goes from rest stop to Walmart to rest stop, and always the same ones.
And he goes to this ranch.
And
he's actually fixed that boat. People that have heard me talk about him for 2 years. He's been going to work on this guy's boat that he stays at this ranch, and he finally got it running. So he at least
Coley Hope says we'll all show up at the same time.
That's fine. I don't care.
Bring it.
I'll tell you what I think we're going to do, and I'm going to leave this open to you guys if people are interested. We'll try to set up a date and maybe have 5 or 6 couples come here or individuals. I don't care what, just RVs basically, 5 or 6 RVs, and we'll you guys come here and camp out, and the grand prize winner gets the other full hookup, and we could throw some extension cords out because I've got 2 100 amp services here, and I got a 50 amp in the shed. And then what we could do is we could just, run extension cords, and you could have batteries. You're not going to be able to, do anything crazy, but you can keep your batteries up, and we got water. We can run water lines over to you and everything else to fill your tanks. And so, yeah, we can make it. And we have a dump
Hi,
station.
Marcia Mapes. Glad to see you on here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Rhonda Davis says, good idea, Coley. Terry Burns, how's the internet connection there? Funny you should ask.
What? Oh, Dave.
Hi, Terry.
Okay. What was your question?
How's the weather in winter, and how's the internet?
Okay, yeah. Connection? Okay. Well, the weather here, today it was in the 70s. It's 64 degrees at 7 o'clock right now. It's dark.
It can get down into the 20s.
We've had it in the 20s a couple of nights, but we just run an electric heater all night long, and we have a mattress cover, electric mattress cover. So that keeps you pretty warm. But as far as internet goes, we have the greatest internet here. We have Verizon.
You can see the tower.
And we can see the towers right behind us.
It's really, really good.
It's
probably the best it's ever been since we've been traveling.
I do a speed test, and I show her. It's just like, bam, bam. And she's like, wow, that's amazing. And she could zip. The trouble is there's something weird with her computer that doesn't want to load the
editing software. I have a problem with that, and the computer's slow.
But it's pegs, man. It's amazing how we have great internet. If you have Verizon internet and you come here, you are going to be happy because it's balls to the walls.
I want to get a recliner with good foam in the seat so it doesn't wear out too fast. I've heard Rec Pro may sell a good recliner. They may. I don't know.
Well, over there in Quartzsite, there's guys that sell those. So
if you're going to Quartzsite,
mine, this is a Frankenstein. I've had welders in the oil fields, stick weld it. And this last year when we were in Lake Havasu, my brother-in-law, he had a buddy, and it was broke and it was leaning in the back, and we went. This guy welded it all up.
We had it welded at a shop in Sturgis too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Sturgis in a gas station. Yes. Yeah, I took it to the guy. It's been welded on 5 or 6 times, and this last time I had this guy said, "Can you gusset it here?" He goes, "Yeah, I can do that." And he gusseted it all in, and I mean, this thing it's solid.
As he goes, boom.
No, it's working good now. I mean, I haven't had any problems since I've made it so it doesn't go forward and back anymore. I got the position where I want it, and it stays right there, and then it doesn't lock when you're spinning. Yeah. I took that out. I didn't want that because it was every time I went to turn around, it would lock. So now it doesn't do that.
Torquing is fine.
But no one sits in here when we're driving anyway.
No.
Although you could. It's got seat belts and everything in it. But that's why Colage used to be good. They used to have like 20 or 30 recliners there, and they were like $50, and they were all different colors and, different kinds of mounts and stuff. That's why they were wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You probably could still go there and get stuff. You just got to, I don't know if people in the front are not. You go that one time where the throttle linkage broke. We were getting off the freeway to go to Colage. And we
made a video about that.
I hit the brakes and the cruise control shut off, and I went to hit the gas and there was no throttle. The throttle was gone. I'm like, what the heck? So we were able to, it would roll enough, and we got over, and it was like an incline. So I had to pull off the side of the road. And we opened up the engine compartment, and I tie strapped it, and it was enough to go about half a mile down and get into Colage parking lot. And we went in there, and we walked into the back, and I told these guys, I need this piece of linkage. And I went over to a motor, the complete motor. and they pulled it off, and they said, "Yeah, $10." You know.
But that was when Colas would do that. Now they won't.
Yeah.
You'd have to buy the whole motor.
Yeah, you'd have to buy the whole motor. That's
Yeah.
what they tell you now. Well, we won't sell that piece of linkage. You got to buy the whole motor. Well, I don't want the whole motor. I don't need a whole motor.
Seymour says that's a lot of power. I could get by with 30 amp service. Good. Jason and Amanda are not going anywhere till after the rally in northern Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seymour, check out Quartzite. You probably can get a deal there, I think, especially toward the end of the show, or the end of the show. Maddie's self-contained, yes. Trying to find the right shocks and get them installed before any long trips.
Yeah, put the
Teresa.
Yeah, see if you can get Rancho 9000s. That's what I have on my pickup, man. They work really good. They're adjustable. They got a little knob on them, and if it's bouncing too much, you just
dial it down.
Just know you go higher, more. Yeah, you tighten the travel of the fluid. They're hydraulic shocks. They're not
Rancho 9000s.
Rancho 9000s. They're expensive though. They're about $100 a shot.
She's a gate guard.
I think Dave Rice.
Yeah.
Dave Rice put them on his truck. I think.
On his new truck.
On his new truck, I think he put.
Love those on my truck, Rancho 9s. Yeah, that's what he just said.
Yeah, and then also Brian put them on that van of his, and he loved them. So.
Oh, he was saying for Maddie G, van lifer, if you watch Adventure Van Man, Brian bought a box truck and he converted that.
It's a van front, but it's got a small box on it. It doesn't have dual wheels in the back or anything. It's just basically a van cab, and then it was like a delivery van, like a small U-Haul.
Watch him though.
And he could stand up, and he could put his hand up in the air, and he doesn't touch the roof and everything. He put windows in it and stuff. And they're real easy because they're square. When you're trying to do a van, everything is like this, and it's real hard they're like doing school buses. Or
the other thing too about tough. Brian is his videos are extremely calming and soothing.
Yeah.
And
it's like zen.
You just feel good after you watch his videos. He's the one that interviewed us on his channel when we first got started.
He's the one who forced me into this.
He's who we call our road son.
Yeah, he's our road son. And he worked for us at Christmas trees, and
I think that was it.
And he came at the Sugar Beets, and he ended up doing driving the truck.
That's right, for farmer.
But I talked to him the other day. Brian and I stay in touch. I mean, not like every week or anything, but I talk to him every couple of months, and I told him too. I told him, you want to come? You guys want to? Because he's got a girlfriend. I said, you guys can come here, and even if we're not here, I don't care. I mean, I trust people. Once we have the laundry room, that'd be really nice.
It is really nice because I mean, we're centrally located, right? And so if people want to, they're going here or going there, and they cross through here.
We will accept donations for electrical though. If you want to, if you use a lot, if you got to run your air, you got to run your heater or something. If you want to throw us, a few bucks, that's always nice to do. We do that anyway when we stay. Like at my brother-in-law's or my brother, I always give money because it's I don't like even my own daughter. I don't like going somewhere and running that meter because I'm not going to change my lifestyle. I'll just give you $100 bill and say, here, pay your electric bill. And it's like, well, you don't have to give me that much. I go, I know, but I want to be able to use it. So
Marsha Mapes says, I remember Brian interviewing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a long time ago now.
Yeah, I remember doing my first video, man. I'll tell you what. I'm like for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It's like, well, I gotta get a tripod. I gotta get that. And she's like, what's going on? Why don't you just do a video? I go, okay. And you weren't even here, huh? When I did it, were you?
No, I wasn't.
I just sat down, turned on my phone, and went, hi, here I am, basically.
So I think you were in Quartzite, and I
don't remember where I was.
I went off with somebody.
Yeah. I think it was Quartzite, and I just sat and just kind of gave a brief. We're going to try to do this and see whether anyone watches.
So we've been talking to Trey's Universe.
Yeah.
And he bought property in
Idaho, southern Idaho.
And I keep telling him, you just need to document what you're doing, like we're trying to do, and then it'll be good for your kids to watch, your grandkids to watch, and people who are interested in watching stuff like this. I mean, your idea is document it for your family, and then whoever else wants to jump on board to watch, that's great. That's just a bonus, right?
Yeah.
And people enjoy it. They really do, especially these days. They like to see people like, what she
Well,
said.
I'm gonna tell everybody a secret.
Yeah. Hang on. Marcia said, it's just nice to see people who are continuing to have adventures, dreams, and goals. Exactly. And that's how I feel about Trey. We both do.
Yeah, and Trey's a really nice guy. Him and his wife are awesome people.
We met them. They actually drove to Montana when we were working there to meet us.
Just came to stayed a few days, and then Super Doug. Nice, I don't know where Doug is. I haven't.
Doug Dulac?
Yeah, he may be sick or so. I know he wasn't feeling good a while back. So we praying for you, Doug.
Yeah, that's another couple that we met.
Yeah, they came in and goes a table for two, and I'm like,
and they had masks on, so I didn't know who they were, and I'm like, yeah, just
anyway. All of a sudden, they take their mask off. I was like, well, what are you doing here? So, but yeah, and then we also met just the two of us. They were on there. Yeah. They were Linda down the road from us, and they're probably coming to courtside, and then they're talking about coming here. But what I was going to say, and for me, Darla and I have a lot of discussions, and when we decided that we needed to do something, and this is before COVID, she was kind of like, wouldn't you just like to have a place where when we want to just stop for a little while and make coffee and drink it and relax, we have a place. And I said, well, yeah, that would be nice. And anyway, we were at my brother's, and I went online, and this piece of property was available. And I'll tell you, they wanted $12,000 for this property. We ended up buying it for $9,500. All the utilities, everything were already here. My brother thought I was crazy paying that kind of money for 1.1 acre, because he's like right now he's buying over 200 acres. He buys 30 here, 80 there. He's always buying property.
But he has cattle.
But he raises cattle. Yeah, he's buying 200 acres with 40 cattle, 50 calves or something. I don't know. Anyway, he thought it was a little crazy buying this thing. But when I told him, I said, how much is a well? He said, well, it could cost you $8,000 to $10,000. And I said, well, what about a septic system? Well, you got to do the percolation thing, and that costs you $4,000 or $5,000. And I said, well, right there, it's more than what I'm going to have in this. With everything that we did to this property, including buying it and everything else, we're under $20,000, and everything is paid for. We owe nothing on this property. And that, I think, let me
just tell you, our taxes are $56 a year.
Yeah. So
on property.
The thing about it is we always have a place we can come and park, and we don't.
COVID really messed us up.
Yeah, and we don't have thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. Everything is paid for. And
even if you're living not full-time RV, that's a really good way to live your life if you can. I mean, I know everybody's got to have a mortgage, it seems like, but
I want this metal building and I want to put the apartment in it, but we don't have the money to do it. And times right now are not where I would want to borrow any money, because if you get into debt on a piece of property and they start getting crazy with you, you're going to lose your property. So as it is right now, we're pretty secure in what we've done, and I'm comfortable in the motorhome. I think Darla is. As long as the blinds aren't breaking, she's fine. So
and you're cleaning.
And yeah, and the thing about it is everybody's happy. The dog's happy because he gets to run around and go crazy, and Darla's happy because she's got great internet and she's within a few hours of the kids. And
I wish that was different, but it's not.
Yeah, but I don't want to live in Little Rock, and she doesn't either. So, I mean, we could.
But I didn't say I wanted to live in Little Rock. I just wanted it to be close.
She just wants to live with the kids in Little Rock. But anyway, we got it made.
Mikio. I've been there from the start. How time flies. True, Mikio. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is we're 65 years old, and I mean, we're not old, but we're getting close to old.
So fast.
And we've been
It's
on the road.
crazy.
This is our 12th year. We're into our 12th year. We're a year and 2 months in, or 12 years, or 11 years and 2 months in. So we're in our 12th
12th year
year.
of a 10
And
day beauty.
and I mean, we have
Is that what you
lived,
said?
I've lived every day in this motorhome. She took a couple of weeks here, a week there, and a week here, and a week there. But you've been here all but maybe a month, huh? If that, maybe 3 weeks, huh? So we've been in this motorhome, and I'm comfortable. She's comfortable,
Raising the shades, lowering the shades, raising
and
the shades,
and
lowering.
what's nice about this place is there. It's just, Walmart's 20 miles, but it's the most beautiful 20 miles.
It
Or it's
is.
actually 17 miles.
You don't even mind the drive because it's just so
And
beautiful.
right now, what's funny is when we're here in the summertime, you can't see 20 feet into the woods. I mean, it just
It's
when
so
when it
leaf
when
covered
it's
and
green,
greened and
it's everything. It's like you're driving through a tunnel everywhere you go. Well, now in the fall and all the leaves are gone, all of a sudden, man, there's a house there. I never. Oh, there's another one over here. There's everything is exposed. Everybody's weird stuff. Everything. It's crazy, man. Crazy. And yeah, but it's. We took a ride today. We went to a little town called Poto to Brahms,
in
like we were saying,
Oklahoma
in Oklahoma.
because we're right on the border.
And it's just a really nice. The train runs alongside. There's rivers. The rivers are low right now, but there's water in them, but they're not flowing like they normally do. So yeah, um, I my family has lived in this part of Arkansas. My dad, my grandfather and grandmother, and aunts and uncles and everything on my dad's side have lived in this area for way over 100 years. And the thing is people know my dad used to have a drive-in restaurant, gas station, and mini market and all that in the next town over. And when I say my last name, people look at me and they go, "Are you related to the people that used to have the drive-in in next town over?" I said, "I am." And it gives us start. Oh man, I used to love that place. It's no longer now. It's like a U-Haul dealer or something. But yeah, very very nice to have a place like that. And we go over here to this little restaurant, not the Mexican one, but there's another one where they do breakfast and stuff.
They sell gas at the convenience
And that's where
store.
they want to hire me. So, and possibly Darla. So we might do that. What?
Hi, Bri.
Oh, Brian, our nephew Brian. Hey,
Awesome.
yeah, we're starting to get some people on here now. Yeah, only took an hour and a half. I think I'm going to start tying a pork chop around my neck.
Naked Van Mike, you have no idea how happy we are to see you on here.
All right.
So happy. Woo-hoo!
Yeah. How you doing? Are you?
He's been sick.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. I hope you're getting your strength back too, Mike.
I'll tell you, when I had COVID, we didn't have hydroxychloroquine or any of that stuff. And you got to be careful with that. You can't, if you overdose on it, you can get worse. So you got to be careful. But I came out of it, and they're saying now that steroids. So I was using prednisone, and I took antibiotics. I took a Z-Pack, and as soon as I did that, man, things started turning around. But I got so bad that I wasn't sure I was going to make it, and I'm still have a little bit of lung congestion.
Slow but sure, but he's going to be okay.
Yeah. So between that and my diabetic problems, which I don't want to get into, but I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. Darla's been doing research on that, man, and we got the swinging deal on the insulin coming. So that's
Medicare.
Because we're going to Mexico.
I hope the guy didn't steer us wrong. Because I called eHealth and I've been talking to the guy off and on all year long. Because I got started on Medicare in January and Bill got started on Medicare in August. And then because of the way COVID is and everything, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to make it across the border and back to get his insulin and my blood pressure medicine. That's all we're on. I thought, man, you know what? Because, I mean, maybe we can get there this coming year when we go to Quartzsite. But what about 2022, 23, 24 on? So are we going to be able to drive down there even, you know, in
Yeah, are you
10 or 15
You're
years?
going to be able to cross the border. You can always go into Mexico. It's getting out. It's a problem. You got to deal with U.S. Border Patrol, and
So,
it just depends
anyways,
on what's
I
going.
looked at Plan D, their drug plan. Got a really good deal. Hopefully, got a really good deal.
Yeah, my insulin's $325 a month.
Yeah,
It's 87,
in Mexico.
and this is going to be like 27.
Yes.
So, yeah. So we gave ourselves a raise. We're going to give ourselves a raise with our license plates and insurance and everything by going to Arkansas, doing everything in Arkansas. And basically all we have at that point is utilities. So, and our internet and stuff like that. But
he says, when did you have COVID?
I had COVID before they knew what it was.
Right.
I had it in January of 2020. 20. It started in the end
20,
of 19.
Yeah.
And then right after the big tent thing in Quartzsite, we went to a friend of mine's in Scottsdale, Arizona, and his girlfriend was coughing and not feeling good. And when we left there,
what do they call that? Valley fever.
Yeah, valley fever. That's another thing in Arizona, you guys that are moving to Arizona. That's my buddy says that's one of the worst things.
And it gives you valley fever. So.
But anyway, we left there and we were supposed to go to Florida to do kitchen craft cookware. We were going to sell. That was
going to be our job.
We were going to do that. We had talked to them before.
We went to training.
Yeah, anyway, we went to my daughter's and we visited with her for a few days, and they said, "Okay, come on." So we got in the motorhome. We got down to the southern part of Alabama, and we pulled into a Walmart. And I told her, "Now this is in one day." We got down to where we were at, and I laid down, and man, I just kept getting worse. And I told her, I go, "Man, we can't go down there. I can't do this. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I feel like I'm going to die." So it took one day to get there. It took us 4 days to get back to Arkansas.
I don't drive the RV, so he could drive like maybe 2 hours, and then he'd have to pull over and sleep for 4 hours, 6 hours.
So it took us 4 days to get back to my daughter's, and we stayed there for what, 2 months? Mm-hmm. And then we left, and we went down to Florida, and
that's a whole other video.
We started getting into the training and all this stuff, and they were ready to load us up and send us out, and then we were getting all these things about they're going to lock everybody down and all this stuff, and they were getting ready to send us to all the Air Force bases, and I said, "Man, that's not going to happen. I guarantee you." I said, "We got to get back. We're going to get back to Arkansas."
And at that time, there's a bunch of Air Force bases down there in that area in Alabama. They were going to have us do this circuit, and that's where they were wanting to send all these overflow people that were getting sick, was to these Air Force base hospitals, and we didn't want to be down there in the middle of that.
But I was feeling a little better, so we went back to my daughter's again. She had full hookups for us.
And by then, COVID was a household name.
Yeah, and everything got locked down.
Yeah.
And nobody could really do. We were pretty much just going to Walmart. That was the only thing we were doing. And then one of the neighbors complained, and the city came and said, "Hey, and the guy was really cool. He goes, "Man, I've seen you guys sitting here for months." He goes, "I don't care." And he goes, "You can actually leave your motorhome right here. You just can't live in it." And I said, "Well, it's our home." And he said, "Well, I know." He said, "But you need to live in the house. You can have the motorhome here. You can have the electricity plugged in, but you shouldn't have the other stuff hooked up." But he goes, "You can't live in it. You can't do it." So we left, and that's when we went to Colorado and Gate Guarded, and that was a good gig till it went from fly season to freezing season.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, the flies were all dead, but man, you step outside, your feet stick to the ground because it's just so cold.
Teresa says, take care of the diabetes. Bob Stump didn't. Remember Bob Stump?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real sick.
Is he?
Or he has been. I don't know if he's better. Mike says he's only on insulin because of the steroids. Hey, Pooh. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here. And then Dave Rice says, yeah, so that was about the time we met at Quartzsite, and that's when I started calling you on the phone and was all worried about getting a gate.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, take care. Thank you for hopping on and saying hi to us. And we'll keep praying for you. We love you.
Yeah, we hooked up with Dave. He came up walking up at the show and was talking to us. Dave Rice, he's on here right now, and he'll vouch for this. It was the thing was is that I said, dude, you should do this. This is because I wouldn't say he's really disabled. I mean, he's got like a walking problem and stuff. But I'll tell you what, if as long as you can go in and out of your RV, and you can ask Dave, as long as you can make the trip in and out. And a lot of people will stay outside all day and then just maybe go in and motor home a couple of times. But as long as you can do that, you can make pretty good money. Just sitting, you're not traveling much.
Teresa's doing it, and she's a single.
Yeah, Teresa's single.
Been down there for years.
We snaked her into it.
She's got 2 RVs now because of it. The potato.
I'll tell you what, we had some friends, and I've told the story before, they were really deep in debt. I mean, they were deep in debt. They owed on a new motorhome and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
And they asked us where we were going after we left Amazon, because we met them in Amazon. I said, well, we're going down to Gate Guard. And he goes, what's that? And we told them and hooked them up. And they stayed there, 10 years, right? Or 10 years.
Easily 10
and
years.
They have a piece of property in Nevada.
Brand new.
Brand new double wide mobile home. They paid off all their bills. They have no debts, and they got a nice bank account, and they're just kind of kicking back in their house. So it's in the same way with Dave. He's bought a new fifth wheel. So the advantage to it is that you can get your bills paid off. You can store some dough if you want to just work 3 or 4 months and go traveling. The bad thing is that you're gate guarding. I mean, the best day of the gate guard is the day you get there, and the better day is when you leave. That's really the best day is when you leave. But
because you can't really go anywhere. You guys
together
don't go out and spend money. It just kind of stacks up, and you're not paying rent. You're not paying utilities because they provide all that for you.
And when we were in Colorado, we were getting $220 a day, 7 days a week, and we were doing a 12-hour shift together. So we worked 12 hours, we were off 12 hours, both of us together. So we could go do things, and probably spent more money when we could go together and go eat out.
With us all the time.
Yeah, Cage was in except for right before it got real busy in the morning. It was right before our shift change, so I'd bring him home and put him in the motorhome. And we'd leave everything running, man. It was nice and warm in the winter, and it was cool in the summer because we had the airs and Steve stuff running. But it was brutal. It was 15 below for a couple of days there, and man.
And Dave and Teresa are like, debt free. It's the way to be. But Dave is back in debt, but he's still on a gate. He and Esther are still on a gate. So.
Well, and if you have any questions about gate guarding, you can always talk with David or Teresa. If you're a single, talk to Teresa. If you're a couple, talk to Dave. And when you come to Quartzsite, you can talk to us because we're going to be there recruiting for Guard One services. And there's multiples. You don't necessarily have to work for Guard One. We prefer Guard One.
Right.
They seem to really take care of their gate guard. Now, when we were in Colorado, I mean, they just said, whatever you got to do, just do it. We'll pay for it. So, and I mean, I've never been in 15 below zero. So
they didn't have a guy up there in that area.
They didn't have a service tech there. So we were our own service tech, and we were getting water off a trailer. And man, that thing was freezing up all the time. The pumps were freezing, and I was doing all this stuff and light bulbing it and heat tape. And
if you belong to a Facebook group, Oil Field Gate Guards, and that it, Teresa, I think. There's information on there too. People will talk to you about what gates they've done. I've run into several people on that Facebook page that have worked that gate we worked before and after us too.
Well, if you figure 7 times $220 a week times 4.2 weeks in a month, that's some really good money. And and this especially on the 12-hour gate. And like I say, there we were in a guard shack, and it was nice. It was heated. It was cool, and it was. I actually enjoyed that better. You're not going up and down your stairs and slamming your doors and all that.
The hinge on your door.
Wearing out your rig. You're sitting in a little kiosk type thing, and the only trouble is you're working with another couple, and
but that last couple we loved.
We
loved them.
John and Heidi.
Yeah,
they were awesome. But the couple before that they were okay. I mean, as far as doing their job.
No, the couple before that was horrible. It was the first couple, and then the couple that took their place were absolutely awful.
Yeah,
they lasted not even a week.
Yeah, well, but I'm talking about when we worked with the one couple for the 2 months or whatever. Yeah. And the thing was, they did their job, and for the most part, they were pretty cool. The problem is we were positive and negative as far as the way we thought about it. This was when Trump was running and everything else. He was totally Biden, and it was on this ranch, and there were Trump flags everywhere. It was crazy.
That was just a no venture topic. It just couldn't be. Just couldn't be.
And so we just had to be careful. You had to be careful he had to be careful what he said to me, because I would just get right back on him. He would always make these little comments, and then when Biden won, he didn't say too much either. So anyway, we made it through that, and we made good money, man. We made really good money, and then we did pretty good
for 10 weeks.
We actually did pretty good up there in Montana, and that was a good job. The only really bad thing about that job is there was a 14-year-old little boy in there, and he was very disrespectful to Darla. And I mean, there's 2 rules in life: never mess with Darla, and if you think that you can, refer to rule number 1. That's rule number 2. I'm not gonna let anybody do anything to her.
I'm a pretty easy person to get along with, and I just couldn't with this
guy. Was a jerk, and he got paid for doing. He was supposed to be doing stuff, and he wasn't doing it. And then the lady who was running things would come down and get on my case. I go, okay, I'll do it. So I was doing his job, and he was running around playing and making totally disrespectful. I don't care whether he was around 14-year-old kids. They probably beat him up. So, I mean, as an older man, I told her, I said, I'm ready to punch this kid right in the face. You need to keep him away from him.
Everybody in that campground was of the same mindset we were, but we were the only ones that talked to the manager and said, this is not working.
And they'd always put him on our shift.
Yeah. And
so we just sent him home. And she goes, well, why do you keep sending him home? You guys are super busy. I go, because he's just in the way.
We would be just as busy with him there anyways, because
he'd make messes and walk away from him, and he'd go sit down and be eating and on the clock. And it's like, dude, if you're going to take a lunch hour, you punch out. You're eating, and then when you come back in, you punch out and go somewhere else. I go, you're taking your break when you're eating. So he just didn't get it, So anyway.
Yes, Teresa says, try not to be too picky about the gate you get, or you're ending up sitting waiting for a gate.
Yeah.
A gate is a gate. I mean, we have turned down gates because we're not going to go 12 miles down a rutted road.
Yeah, we had one time they took us down to a horrible place, and I told the guy, I was so pissed when we got there. I told him, and there was a pack rat like this big. I said, there's no way we're going to be way out. Now, there were other people that had been there for a long, and they paid really good money on that gate, but their stuff was trash. I mean, their RVs were, I don't know how they are going to get them out of there when it was time to go. But they said they were really bummed when we left, because we didn't even, we stopped. I talked to him, and I told him, I'm not, this is not where I want to be. I told you, I don't want to be down 10 or 15 miles down a dirt road, because we did that when we were at Faith Ranch. And I'll tell you what, man, these trucks really dig these roads up.
It's funny. I just read 2 eggs in one basket RV, almost like the place that shall remain nameless. And I put the phone down, and I was like, listening to you and thinking, what did they mean by? I know now.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. I remember. Yeah, we worked with them at a place. 2 eggs, 1 basket RV. We worked with them at a place that shall remain nameless, but we know who they are.
It was, and I like that job too. The thing was, is my daughter was getting married on my birthday, and she wanted her daddy to be there to give her away.
And it was 1,000 miles away.
And it was 1,000 miles one way, and they wanted to give us 3 days. Well, I just told them, I said, that's not going to work.
When we hired on, we told them we're going to need this time off for this. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, no problem. It was a problem.
Yeah, and then I mean,
it became their problem though.
They basically fired us, and of course, Jason and Amanda got stuck, and they said we could work that night, and then which was like a really busy night, and then you could leave in the morning, and we're walking out the door, and Darla says, "Let's just go now."
Sorry, guys. I'll keep saying that.
I turned around, I said, sorry. I'll see you. We're gonna go now. And boy, was he was mad. The owner was mad.
2 eggs, 1 basket RV had to work that shift too.
Yeah.
I still feel bad about that.
We didn't mean to screw you over, but I mean the guy was just it was just got unreasonable. And I told him, I gave him 2 weeks notice. I told him, I said, we could just do what we're gonna do, but I don't want to do that to you. What I want to do is I want to let you know that when we go to this wedding, we're not going to come back. We're going to be, if you want us back next year, we'll come back, but we're not coming back this year. I go, because we're going to take the motor home. We're not going to rush. We're going to spend some time with them. And I mean, he had me in a golf cart and I flipped this thing. He was so mad. But I mean, the thing about it is we work hard when we have a job. We try to do a good job for everybody that we work for. I mean, some people are unreasonable, and but we still try to do a good job for them. And I try to respect people, but I don't like people to be disrespectful to me. Treat me the way I treat you, and vice versa. That's how it'll work. I give what I get. And the thing is if I give a 2-day notice. If you give me crap, we're gone today.
They said that they sold the campground.
They did?
So, but it was the other couple that owned it, was it not?
Well, they were partners in it with that Tim and whatever. I don't know.
Anyway. Well, I wonder what they're up to these days.
Oh, well. We liked the thing was is they were like, in the beginning, man, they locked right onto us. Yeah. And I felt a little, not real. They always wanted us to do this with them and do that with them and all this stuff. And I don't know. It was a little bit. I didn't know the guy that well, and he didn't know me that well, and we just kind of come from a little bit. After all the years of living in the motorcycle world the way we did, there's certain things. There's brothers in your life, like in the motorcycle world, that you've known for 20 years. It's not a guy you just met and you're working for in a campground for a few weeks. It's just the brother thing doesn't start with me on that level. And it just got real heavy there for a while.
Thanks, Marcia. We try. I mean, we've owned businesses, and so we try to be the kind of employee that we used to want. It's just work ethic. Parents teach it to you, and
we were self-employed for over 30 years, and we had the motorcycle business. In fact, to this day, I mean, if we get this shop all set up, I guarantee you, I probably won't have a shop like I used to have. But I'll have people bring their motorcycles to me, even from out of state. I used to have guys from Washington and all kinds of places when we were in California would bring their bikes to me once a year and have me go through them. And
we're gonna buy Bill some new thumbs though, because this.
Yeah, my thumbs are bad, but I'm not too bad at working on motorcycles. I mean, I specialize in Harley Davidson or clones or whatever, but that's my specialty. But
American made too.
yeah, as far as the end of the road for me, that I haven't worked on the new motors, but I worked on the twin cam up till 2010. That was our last year in business, and that's when we left on this adventure. So, and yeah, here we go. We're going to be in 2012 here pretty soon. So,
Dave says the key to those things is the initial gut feeling. True.
well,
True.
if we went
It
by the
is
gut
true.
feeling, we actually we went. Oh, shoot. we uh we had a job in Key West, Florida,
Oh gosh.
and
And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, that's my dream place. I so want to work there."
the guy who was running that place was psych. He was another one, took us out to dinner and all that, I mean, just all this stuff. And then don't talk to anybody.
It was weird.
Don't talk to anybody in the campground. Nobody. Don't talk to anybody.
There was a reason for it.
Yeah, because they were trying to trick us into a 2-year stay there.
Yeah.
And that's right after we we were there 9 days. And this guy, I got he blasted me. I was the assistant manager is what I was, but I was doing the same work as everybody else except for him. He just kind of rode around on a bicycle or whatever he did. Anyway, he was in a golf cart and he was staring at me. I hope you guys aren't bored with what I'm saying. This guy's staring at me and I'm picking up this guy's trash and the guy comes out and he goes, "Hey, did I do that right? Did I?" I said, "Oh yeah, you're cool." And the guy was talking to me and I look over and this guy is like burning at me, just full on burning at me. And he comes by and he pulls up and he goes, "You need to go over to the rec room and help the guy over there tear down the tables or whatever. Just get out of here." And I'm like, and he drives away. And this guy looks at me and goes, "Well, I hope I didn't get you in trouble." I said, "No, you didn't get me in trouble." So I went over and the guy was already done with what he was doing. He was just
hours ago.
So that's it, man. I mean, once I get mad, I'm not a nice guy. And I went over and I found him, and he was around 5 or 6 of the other employees. And I got right in his face, and I had my finger right in his face, telling him, "Hey, you are not going to talk to me that way." And I mean, this guy, he just started backing up, and he's going. I said, "I am not going to put up with this one freaking second." I said, "That's why I got wheels on that motorhome. Levelers up, slide out in, and we're out of here." And he's going, "Hey, man, let's go talk." I said, "Why? They need to hear this. They need to stand up to you, too. You're a little tyrant, and I ain't putting up with your crap no more." And so he apologized in front of everybody and kind of let it go.
And he was better.
Yeah. And then we went on and then there was one guy in this place, and he was an ex-con, and he found out I was a motorcycle guy, and he was like, he was my buddy. Nice. Him and I were buddies. He's going, why they don't want you to talk to anybody? And I go, "No, why?" And he goes, "Because the managers, they put you in the manager spot, right?" I said, "Yeah." I go, "I don't know why." He goes, "Because they're leaving to go on vacation and they're not coming back. And they're gonna the people that own this place are gonna try to get you into a 2-year contract, and they don't want you to get into conversations with them because they want to get out of here before they do that. And then you're stuck." And so we went to town, went and had lunch, went to the store, got what we needed, and I said, "Okay, we're going to leave today." Yeah, did laundry, got everything all ready to go. I go, "We're going to go back, pull the slide out in, we're going to get everything done, we're going to back up, get hooked up, and tell them we're leaving." So we were I had the truck sitting, and I had the motorhome running with the slide out and everything in. He goes, "Fuller, what's going on?" I said, "We're leaving." He goes, "You're leaving?" I said, "We're leaving." He goes, "When?" I said, "Right now." He goes, "When are you coming back?" I said, "We're not." And he goes, "Well, what's wrong?" I said, "We're not staying. We don't want to stay here. We don't like this. We're just going to go. We got family issues. How's that?" And he was like all panic. "Well, is there anything we could do?"
Well, he said, "Did I do something?"
Yeah, I said, "Yeah, but that's not why we're leaving." So we left.
Told him, he goes, "No, you've been great," because he had been.
Yeah. I said, "Yeah, you've been better. I mean, but we just don't like it here." And we got hooked up and we left. And then that big hurricane came through. They told us that when the hurricanes come, you leave. Well, they didn't let the people that took our place leave.
Nope.
and it totaled out their RV and everything else. These people were just
You know what's
screwed.
weird? I don't know why they don't make everything out of those cameras that, like, what are they? Live camera things. Because they had one of those. Well, they had several of them in the campground on the buildings and stuff. But I was able to tune on Facebook and watch their live feed, and I watched this hurricane decimate this campground. And we would have, right where we would have been is where the people that took our place were, and their rig was halfway up the door, salt water.
Yeah.
How do you think that did for their motorhome?
And they were in a Category 5 building
Category
where the
5.
roof blew off.
Yep.
And
they did not let them leave.
And they were sitting in there looking at their RV, just getting thrashed, man, just destroyed.
That would have been us.
That would have been us. Yeah. And so there's a little intuition, and I think that comes from God. He puts it in you a little bit and says, you know what, it's time for you to go. But we just got here. Yeah, but listen to me. Listen to me. You got to come down here and see Key West. Pretty, right? Not your kind of place, but it's pretty. And nice drive in, nice drive out.
I'm good. I don't ever need to go down there again.
Nice drive in, nice drive out. Good for me.
You know what's weird? I would lose my mind if I was stuck on a deserted island, because I can't stand being surrounded by that much water. I just hated it. Like, you could stand in the middle of the campground and there's water that way and there's water this way. You went down to the end of the tip, you know, where you're 90 miles from Cuba. It's water everywhere.
And iguanas. I can't even.
Oh my gosh.
Huge iguanas everywhere. And
they're nasty animals.
It was 81. It was 81 spaces, and people owned them. It used to be a missile base at one time where they had all these missiles. They had a deep water lagoon on one side, and then they had the ocean on the other. It was like 2 feet deep.
There were no waves, like
no waves or anything, but it was real pretty. You went across the other side, and it was the Gulf side or whatever, and this side was the Atlantic side.
Palm trees.
Yeah, and it was real pretty. But I mean, I got burned bad by the sun, and it was just so freaking hot.
And then the idea of spending 2 years doing that.
Yeah. And you could tell he didn't want anything to screw it up, because he wanted to get out of there. And we could have ran that place, but they were coming in. And
Marcia says, wow, your ex-con friend did you good. Did you solid. That's it.
Yeah. They hated him there. They hated him. There were all these, they were $1 million spots. There were $1 million spots. There was a couple spots where people had paid $2 and $3 million. Now this was back 8 years ago, huh? 6. We were still doing baseball
when we were there.
Yeah.
No, that was maybe 5 years ago.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, we got out of there.
4 years. 4 years ago.
The thing about it is in this world, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to take care of you. You've got to make, especially when you're in this RV lifestyle, you have to make the right decisions for you. You can get into a situation where you're miserable, and I see people getting off the road because they're doing work camping that they hate, or they're doing this or that. And we used to do Amazon, and we did Amazon for years, and I got hurt twice. And you got hurt. And people always said, well, what was your experience at Amazon? I said, Amazon's great as long as you don't get hurt. Because when you get hurt,
it's your fault.
And we were talking about this the other day, man. They take you they have you go to this doctor, and this doctor, man, he helps you, and he's real nice, and he's all these wonderful things. The next time you go in there, he tells you, well, it's your fault because you have to walk. You know what I mean? I blew my knee out. And I mean, I was pushing a heavy cart, doing these 90-degree turns and stuff, trying to really rock. I was second in the building for picking. And really you get hurt,
Hurry.
And that was our first work camp.
I got to the point with them where they'd come to me with their clipboard and go, Darla, we need you to just bump it up just a little bit more. And I'd go, okay. And then I'd keep up my pace, that I knew I could handle. It's like, they're not going to fire you. And they never did. I didn't steal. I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. I wasn't late to work. I didn't come to work drunk. I didn't give them any reason other than, I wasn't doing 20-year-old calisthenics when I was
Well, and the
doing
funny
job,
part
whatever.
is when you go there, the first thing they do, they spend 2 days orientating, doing all these things, and they're teaching you about not talking about Marcia's sweater or this
Don't
lady
watch
the
her
way
sweater.
her hair looks, or don't comment on this, and don't do any of this stuff. And then when they get all done, they go, okay, now let's go out there and pack these dildos and get them shipped off to everybody. You know, I mean, you're packing all this X-rated crap,
It's true.
and there's all kinds of sexual orientations in the building, and you're the only one that can't hold hands with your wife. I mean, there's it's even crazier than that, but I don't want to go any further. But you can make some pretty good money with Amazon. It's entertaining, you know, if you're a spectator. And we always got really good jobs in there because we were fast and we worked hard, and our numbers were up. But they if you were doing 150% of what everybody else was doing, they would come over and tell you, could you just do 10% more? You know, it's just and this one guy, he was Hassan was his name, and he wanted everyone to call him Haas, and I found out his name was Hassan, and he was just ragging on me. I mean, this guy would call me to the desk and chew me out, and I look at him and I go, well, I wasn't over there. I didn't do that. That's not me. What do you mean? I said, it wasn't me. I don't know what the deal was, but something with the computer had screwed up, and the card or the basket or whatever it was using was this last person's number was
I
still
didn't
on
log
it.
out of the system.
They didn't log out or whatever. And anyway, this guy would just chew me up one side and down the other, and he was like 25 years old. And I just looked at him and said, "You're not. I don't deal with kids real well when they're talking down to me." I said, "I don't need this job, man. I'll walk out of here." Well, no, we appreciate. I go, don't talk to me like that. You can't talk to me like that.
Well, then he
and I
came
started
to
calling him
Bill.
Hassan, and I would let
He
off.
came to Bill and told him, he goes, "Oh, you know, I'm sorry, you were right." And Bill's like,
Yeah.
"I know."
5 times he chewed
Whatever.
on me. One time, I did make a mistake,
But he went and told them.
and I went and told him right away.
So we
It
could
was
fix
like
it in the
it was
computers.
like 6 items in a box, and I counted them like 4. And there was another lady that her and I were doing it. We were trying to do move this stuff, and she didn't catch it, and I didn't catch it, and the paperwork, and nobody caught it until the very end. And I looked and I said, "There's 6 in these boxes." And so I said, "Hang on, let me go talk to the guy and see what he wants me to do." So I went over and talked to him, and I told him, and he started yelling at me. I go, "Man, I'm here to tell you. Do you want us to redo it or what?" "No, I don't want you touching it." He just got all crazy and flustered, and it's like, well, okay. So
Following your gut.
and we still went back after that.
Yeah, on work and overnight stops is always a good idea. Also, yes, Teresa, it is.
Yeah, we did packing.
We did
One
packing.
year, the first year we did picking, and that's when I blew up my knee. And then we went back and we did packing for a few years. And then we were at Fernley, Nevada the year they closed, and we weren't going to go.
That was our last year working there.
We weren't going to go there. And the people that were there said, "Oh man, you got to come." You know, we got to be pretty good friends. And one of the things is the lady that ran the entire work camping thing for the whole company. We met in Quartzsite, and she talked to me, and she was real nice, and she for some reason thought I was pretty knowledgeable about stuff, and she had a lady who had a problem with a husband and wife had a problem with an RV, and she had a friend who was a lawyer who had these people, and they were having all these problems with this RV, and they wanted to know, because we had worked in an RV dealer, what they should do. And I talked to this attorney, and I said, "Well, here's what you do. You let them have the motorhome, you take it to an inspector, have them inspect everything, and make a list. And give them the list and give them the motorhome and let them fix everything. And then when you get it back, you have that inspector re-inspect it. And you charge them for those inspections. And if it doesn't pass inspection, then you don't take the motorhome back. Then you make them buy that motorhome back." Well, they did exactly what I said, fixed everything on the motorhome and did all kinds of things for them, gave them extended warranty and all this stuff. So they were really happy. So this lady was always nice to me about everything, and she was cool. And so we were doing, the last time we were there, we were doing stowing.
Stowing.
And they would send us down these aisles where you couldn't put a toothpick in these things that were full. And then they'd send you down another aisle where there was wide open places and
But
you
they
zap it
didn't
and it
want
would
you
say
to-
full.
Yeah. It
And-
was a mess because everybody's attitude was terrible.
Oh, because they were closing it down.
Yeah, and they were going to have to drive from Fernley into Reno, which is quite a distance. And a lot of the people lost their jobs.
Yeah. Well, they were letting everybody go and they all had to
Yes, they
rehire.
all had
That's
to
what made everyone mad because they lost their seniority.
So morale was just stinky.
And
just
the
awful.
people that were always nice to us were
They didn't
on
want to
edge.
help. They didn't
And-
want to do anything.
Yeah, they
It was
were on
just
edge.
bad.
So we
It was bad.
were just getting and they would put me on an aisle where there was nowhere to put stuff. And then they would come over and scream at me that I had a full cart. I go, well, I've checked every single spot and there's nowhere to put anything. Everything is full. We'll take
I
it.
can still see it in my mind. It was
So
just a mess.
and there was two of them standing there giving me a bunch of crap, and I just looked at them and I said, all right. So I know what to do. And I told we were gonna leave at the end of the day anyway because it had just been really bad. And we had a place we were gonna go. And so I said, let's just quit at break. So we're walking out, and as we're walking out, this lady comes out of the offices. Hi, Bill. I said, hi. She goes, how you doing? I said, we're quitting. She goes, what? I said, we're quitting. She goes, why are you quitting? I said, you want to know? I said, we're going to go in here and say goodbye to everybody. And when we get done, we'll come in and talk to you. She goes, yes, I want to do the one that does your exit.
Yeah.
So we went in and I had watched a lady that had worked, had gone to school, got straight A's in school, went to college, got straight A's, worked a job for 35 years and retired, and was working in Amazon. And we walked in a couple of days, like a week before, and she was sitting there crying her eyes out. They had just humiliated her beyond anything. And we said goodbye to her. And I told Darla, I said, I've never seen anybody treated like that. I mean, when I run things, man, I treat people with total respect. I mean, I don't care how bad they are. I treat them with respect. And anyway, so we went in and I told this lady everything. I said her and the lady that ran that particular facility. So we left. And about a month later, I get an email because we lost our bonus because we left early. And the head lady, she goes, I wanted to just send you a message and ask you if you would like your bonus. We would like to pay you your bonus. I said, absolutely. So as soon as I got done with that, everybody that I knew, I said, you get your bonuses and you tell them that I sent you. And everybody got their bonuses that left early. So it was
a bad year for them and us. But
I will stand up for when I was working in Sugar Beets, they would want to shut down, because of weather on the weekends. Well, that's when we got our bonuses. And I told them we shut down for high wages and they didn't like that comment either. But man, people, I respect everybody. And if you want me to respect you, be nice, be right. But they were cheating people out of thousands of dollars that they drove all this way to do this job to get these premium weekends, and they were being cheated out of them. And I told the head guy, I said, man, you're not going to have any people coming back or campers if you keep doing this. I said, because word's getting out and I'm telling people that we're being shut down due to high wages. And
Jason and Amanda worked at Campbellsville one year and Murfreesboro.
Yeah, see,
we've done that. Yeah,
we worked at.
We worked 5 times. We worked at Fernley. We worked at Coffeyville.
Coffeyville, Kansas was the first year, and then they closed that, and then we went to Fernley, and we worked at Fernley at least 4 years.
Teresa said she's curious about the one Johnny and Tracy from RV SWAT worked at DigiKey.
Yeah,
they loved it.
Yeah,
they absolutely loved it. They really did.
But they
you
were
watch all their videos too, RV SWAT, because they've got some good information on DigiKey.
Yeah, they're not working right now though.
Johnny's not.
Yeah, so
not doing so good.
There's lots of options. You can go somewhere, like say you wanted to come here, and especially right now because there is help wanted everywhere. So you could come here if and I'm just saying in this area, and you could get go find you a decent price campground and go out and put out, applications and get you a job and spend the summer or winter or whatever you want to do in that area. Work your job and just be like a regular person. You got your house. I mean, this is a home. This is your home. And wherever you are is where you live. That's your home. So you can put this thing in Key West, Florida, where I hate, or you can put it in Arkansas that I love, or you can go to California where it's crazy, or wherever you want to go. You can go and work and live your life. You don't necessarily, we still do work camper news. We have that going all year long, and we're getting our resumes being read constantly. And the secret is about once a month she goes in and changes a letter or something.
I will take 2 sentences and remove the period and make it a comma and change the capital on the second sentence to a lowercase, and it puts your resume on the top of the stack, and it brings your resume to everyone's eyes that's looking for employees, work campers.
So you get recycled back into the top of the thing. So there's little tricks to everything, and that's what we try to teach. And we've told people on here many times, and some of these stories are old hat to some of you people that have been here for a long time. But the thing is you can. It's just like Brian, adventure van man Brian. He parks his van in Maine, and then he flies to Alaska.
Yeah.
And I mean, he makes buku bucks doing that. And he does that for a couple of months out of the year, and then he's good for months and months and months. I mean, you basically have to work for your freedom. Yeah, I mean, we get Social Security now, but like what we're doing, it's not enough to do the things today. We went looking for what it's going to cost to do the shed, because we'll go and we'll work and we'll make money so that we have enough money to do the shed and maybe get a slab poured here or something. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We might just come back here and work these jobs, work locally, and maybe do 1 or 2 jobs. And I almost had a job at the Ford dealership here. If I would have had that, I would have been service manager. That would have been a good job. So,
well, and there's lots of places around here where we could still be close to here.
Yeah.
Eureka Springs was hiring last year and this year, which is real close to here.
But anyway, that's a weird town too. I mean, it's got a Key West feel to it. Anyway. And I don't like being uncomfortable. I don't like if I don't feel comfortable around the people I'm around, then man, it's.
Speaking of uncomfortable, he's really tired.
Well, yeah. Well, what time is it? It's only 8:00. You stayed up till 9:00 last night. What are you belly aching? And then you sleep all day. You slept in the truck all day. Tired. So. Well, does anyone have any dumb questions for us? Because, you entertain them for a minute. I've talked enough. I'm going to have a sore throat tomorrow. Let me go use the restroom again.
Anyway, we've been on here over 2 hours, and you guys are still hanging in. I'm so proud of you all. But really, Cage is getting very sleepy. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're up to right now. We're just sitting on this beautiful piece of property and waiting to see if we can afford the fuel to get to Quartzsite. And hopefully we see a lot of you there. It would be really great. But we're going to check with them and see if the rates have gone up any. I'd be curious to know. Yeah, Teresa, yeah. I mean, Gate Guard's been good for you, but it would be nice to kind of fly a little bit. You could. That's one thing I do like about gate guarding, because there's always gate guarding. I thought it would be really slim pickings right now because the administration has cut down on some things, but there's still gates available, and it's kind of like if all else fails, you can always get a gate. I do like that idea. Our roof. Why is our roof black? Is that what you're asking? 2 eggs?
I'm back. Why is our roof black?
Yeah. Why is the motorhome roof black?
Well, I know for some people they would think that that's crazy, but our roof is 9 layers. We have a 9-layer roof.
Our roof honestly is probably this.
It's really thick.
This thick.
And it's got
It's very
9 layers of different. There's like foam, and there's insulation, and there's wood, and our roof is metal. This is a bus. This is more like an H3, if you know what an H3 Prevost is. It's not a Prevost, but it's on a really good chassis, and it's metal roof and fiberglass siding, but only interior wise is this fiberglass siding, and then below it's metal again, the doors and everything, and it's all metal. So the only place that is fiberglass is on the sidewalls, and we have a floating wall, so sometimes it looks real distorted, and sometimes it looks real. It's like a Corvette. I had a Corvette, and I mean, you go out on a cold morning, you go look at it, and go black, and I painted it black. But it looked, it would look weird. It just morphs. Fiberglass has the way fiberglass is made, it does weird things, and this thing does the same thing. And I thought we were having all kinds of delamination. It's not what it is. It's just the way it is. But the metal roof, we put a coating on there lately because
a rubber
coating, because some of the metal up there, some of the paint up there was getting kind of bad. So we went up there and we sanded the whole roof down, and we put like 3 coats of this black coating. But it's been really cool. I'm going to go up there and maybe I still have only used half of it. I got a couple of gallons left. So I'm probably going to go up there and do it again and just lay it on there real thick, and it should last for years and years and years and years and years. So
Marcia says, I'm trying to get the courage to retire. I've got my van. It's pretty much ready to go. Pray for me if you don't mind, and I'll keep you in my prayers. And we will do that for sure. Yeah. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking, Marcia? Because I know a lot of people want to wait till they're in their late 60s to retire because they get their full, I don't know, retirement for
Social Security. let me say this to you, Marcia, and you can ask because Eggs in a Basket and Dave and Teresa and all these people on here, a lot of them are full-time RVers that we've met and talked to in person, and they're living the lifestyle. And Eggs in a Basket, they're quite a bit younger than us. I know they are. The thing is we left home when we were 54, and I really don't have any regrets from that, because I'll tell you what, if where we were at that time, hence our name, the Economic Refugees RV, our economy where we lived absolutely crashed. I mean, it crashed. We had a motorcycle business that was a business. We were busy all year round. And towards the end, we go 2 weeks without a phone call. And we never had that for 20 plus years. So the thing about it is that if the economy sucks in Hesperia, California, well, then you go somewhere where the economy's good. And you always, like I just was saying a little while ago, when this becomes your home, you have wheel estate. We call it wheel estate because you 65. How old?
65.
Okay, well, you got it. You should be on social. You should got out when you were 62.
62, Marcia. We're 65 also.
We talked to a couple of people about it that are in the know, and they said you should always retire at 62 because you wait that extra 3 years, and the little bit more money you get each month is not going to compensate you for those 3 years. So what it does is when you go out early, or now if you're 65, you got Medicare, so you don't have to worry about your medical or any of that stuff. So
you got to pay for it still, but
you're going to have to pay for it.
Take it out of your.
But the thing is you just got to step out and do it, because when you get out there and start living this lifestyle, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to say, this is not for me, or why didn't I do this sooner? And that all depends on you. I mean, I've seen people 2 weeks and we had a flat tire. I can't take this. I'm done. For me. I'm over with. So, I mean, I had to pull the transmission out of this motorhome twice. Yeah. Big deal. The thing is find you an East Coast mechanic and a West Coast mechanic. If you're going to travel that far, find somebody you can trust. And
even Dave and Esther, they have to supplement their Social Security because they can't make it.
Yeah.
I don't think Social Security was ever designed to be lived on anyways, especially not today. You just can't do it. And
Well,
so,
once we get the motor
but
paid
if you get
off,
rid
stuff,
of, or if
everything.
you get rid of rent and you get rid of house payment, you know, stuff like that, you get out of debt, it's more doable. You know, like Dave said, they got a new rig, so they went in some debt, and now they're, you know, crawling out of it, and they will. You know, if it makes your life a way different thing if you're not having to constantly be pounding to make the payments and stuff.
And when I say pay things off, like the motor, we got to pay ourselves back on the motor, because we don't like to be below $10,000 of
Nest
solid
egg.
with no bills.
Right.
10 grand.
In case the motor blows on this thing.
And I
it's a 95. It could happen.
I prefer to be over 20,000 as much as possible. And we are a lot of the time. We've been down as low as $2,100, and I was like panicking. And then we went and gate guarded.
So
and
it
like
takes
I say,
13 years to make up the difference, Marcia, for retiring later to get your money. We'll be lucky to live that long.
Yeah. So
and hi, Karen, 2 babies, 4 grands. I don't think I've seen you on here before. Thanks for commenting and being on here. And if Makia's still here, she would say thumbs up, everybody. And then we've been on here over 2 hours.
Yeah, but we got it. Are you guys still with us, or are you ready to go?
31.
32 right now. I got a fly buzzing me too.
Yeah.
I never have flies. Maybe the train will go by. We have a train. It's not real close. And I love it. I don't know what it is, but I really like the train.
It's not so close that you feel like you have to move over to let it through, but you hear it. It's kind of soothing. I'm glad you enjoy our channel. We appreciate you.
Yeah. And Teresa says 53, I have a bit before I can get SSI, but not living to work anymore, the best thing. So, and that's what it is. Like I say, if you don't like the job you're doing, I mean, if you're work camping, you don't like the job you're doing. Now, there's some that are tough, like sugar beets. That's 12-hour days, 7 days a week until it's done. It's usually about 2 weeks.
Good night, Rhonda.
Good
Thanks
night.
for popping on here and watching.
Anyway, we had to do 14, because I was a foreman at Sugar Beets, so we worked 14 hours because she had to wait for me to get home. So we had to go in early, and we were the last ones to leave. We turned in all the paperwork and everything, and it was tough, but it was a good job, because I worked every day, whether we worked or not. I worked every day because there was always tractoring to do and stuff like that.
2 eggs, 1 basket says they've got 20 years till retirement.
Yeah, but they're young and they work hard. They take care of business, and
But yeah, I love not having a mortgage. I really do.
Yeah,
and the maintenance on a house.
And if I could give any advice to anybody as far as RV, really you've got to find something that you're really comfortable in. That's the thing. If you're in something where you can't stand up, or you don't have a comfortable place to sit, or you
the
can't,
bed is too small or too short,
and you don't have a shower, or you don't have a toilet, you want to make what you're living in either a small apartment or a big house. That's what you want to be. And as big as you're going to get is about 450 square feet. So, once I have a recliner, Darla has her desk with her, we bought her a nice secretary's chair.
We took the dinette out.
We never sat there. She sat there to be on the computer, and it wasn't comfortable for her anyway. So we put her in a desk, and she likes that a lot better. Huh?
Desk chair instead of a dining room chair. Yeah. It's better.
Yeah. So
it works for us. It's what we like.
And,
Dougie's
here. Wow. It's about time. We've been on here 2 hours waiting for you.
And hi, Helen.
Yeah. Here's another guy are you feeling better, Doug? I sent you an email today and asked you how you were feeling. I haven't heard from you. We've been busy, but
Marcia's out of debt, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, then you're not rolling, Marcia. You're not rolling the dice. You're just going to go out and enjoy life. And and like I say, you need a nest egg, and you basically work to live. Much better. Okay, good.
Good.
Excellent.
Hi, Eric Jones. I retired at 62 and I just make my lifestyle fit my budget.
Yeah, and most of the time 90% of the time we can live off of
social.
Our social. Of course, now Medicare kind of chops into that.
It does.
But the thing about it is we're still in good enough shape to work. And if we could get everything finished around here, where all we were doing is paying utilities.
The other thing, let me say, which I don't know if anyone knows this, it should be apparent, but when you work, you're still adding to your Social Security. So even though you're retired, if you do take a part-time job, and when you retire, I think that first year you can only make 17,000 and some change. You don't want to make over that because then they take $1 for every 2 that you make. It's ridiculous.
No, they take
$1 for every 3 that you make.
Yeah, 1 for 3.
Anyways, that's a lot. But after that first year, you can make as much as you want or as little as you want, and you still pay into SSI. So
it keeps that will bump you up. And now we're one more month at what we're making, and then we get like a 5.5% raise.
But then Medicare will probably take about 5.10 of that.
Yeah, but if Medicare goes up 5%, it's 5% of $200, not 5% of what we make. See, so we still come out ahead. But the thing is there's, you can drive a lawnmower once in a while or anything. I don't know. It just depends. Some people are really hooked on the national parks. We never have been. I mean,
well, those are volunteer.
Well, not all of them, but the thing is like Yellowstone and stuff. They don't.
Well, yeah.
The size of our motorhome's only 37 foot long. It's still big, but I mean there's 45 footers, and the thing about it is usually about 30 foot's all they'll let in. But it just
cryptocurrency.
Someone's asking about that.
Dave Rice just said.
Yeah, we did that. We got out of it. We did okay. We made a little bit of money on crypto, but we turned it into silver. So silver is what you want to get, you guys. If you're gonna, there's my train.
Can you guys hear the train? 2 Eggs said we're taking the summer off and finding land in Arkansas.
Really? Wow.
Interesting.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, if somebody's got 150 grand, probably even less, you could buy a gas station, restaurant, the whole shop, everything, land, everything for 150 grand here. So
in the town next door, down the road.
But it's a really small town, so I don't know how that would work.
Love the train, Doug says.
Yeah, with the window, you can barely hear it with the window closed.
Yeah, I said that the trains is kind of soothing.
But I lay in bed at night and I hear the train, and I can hear them coming. I can feel the vibration of the trains from a long way off. I tell her, "Here comes the train." I go, "Can you hear it?" She goes, "No." It's getting close. I still don't hear it. And then all of a sudden she starts hearing the horn.
Well, yeah, but I've got really bad ear problems, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teresa, get rid of that jackknife sofa. I mean, if you're not using it.
Yeah, right? And that's another thing. Make your RV, if you're going to live it. See, there's people that buy an RV and 6 months later, they're not happy with it. They go buy another RV and then they're not happy with it. They go buy another RV and they're not. The thing is figure out what you really want and what you need to be comfortable. Like I said, you want to be comfortable in your RV. You want to be able to live in there and be really, really comfortable. So get what's going to work for you to start with, and don't be afraid to get something a little older. If you don't know anything about RVs, and find somebody to inspect it. There's a lot of these. They did a thing with Work Camper a couple of years ago where they had all these RV inspectors, and you pay them like $150, and man, they go underneath them, and they
find out that it's 11.
Yeah, they turn on. A lot of times, what you have to do when you go buy these things, you got to turn everything on. And the secret is if you can find a RV, full-time RV that somebody was living in full-time, that's not real super old or real super beat up, everything will work. Because I mean, if you're living in one of these things, you're not going to live in it without a refrigerator or a heater or a water heater. You're going to want everything working. And
I highly recommend that you don't buy brand new.
Yeah.
That's another snag to keeping you out of debt. Like you're going to pay way more than you should for something you'll never realize that money back. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, it's just like, right now the generator's on the blink, but luckily I'm pretty mechanical.
And a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
So that's why. But you got to save money. I mean, I've just dropped $250 in this generator, and I know the one part wasn't good. I don't know what happened to it, but it wasn't doing anything. And this one now, at least everything, the motor's cranking and all that, and I can start it now. With the other solenoid wouldn't. But these guys at this way, I got to put this regulator, I got to replace a regulator. And I put it like a $20 regulator in it. It was working, but I put these little gauges on my dash where I can see, like right now, I can see my truck batteries are 13 volts and my house batteries are 13.6. And I can always see it. And then I can see right over here, I got 120 volts coming in. So everything I need to know is going on, including the weather and everything. I got everything all set up from my chair right here, and I can run the whole motor home as far as see what's going on. And he's got to go potty. Got the flashlight. Anyway, what I'm going to spend on this generator is, if I have to spend $500 on it, it's better than having a $700 a month payment, because when it's sitting like this, I mean, I've got everything to I had to go buy the oil the other day because, I mean, Walmart, everybody's running out of Rotella. But I got oil. I got oil filters. I got fuel filters. I got everything to service the motor and the generator. And once I get this generator running good, then I'm going to do that. I got an exhaust leak on my turbo I got to fix. But then I'm ready to go. I mean, we're ready to roll. I should have that done here real quick. I've been working on the property, trying to get things going nice so that when we leave, we don't have to worry about nothing. So let's see. We met, has a Class C brand new, and it's yeah. Well, everybody's talking, and I saw a thing the other day where somebody's out there. Who's here? Oh, the dog. You're talking about. Anyway, yeah, I think the older ones are a lot better built. And you, like I say, a lot of it is, and like I say, when you're full timing, when a blind breaks, fix it. Don't leave it lay. I put 4 cooling units in our refrigerator. I finally ended up. I have a friend who owns an RV repair place, and he said, "Well, I use this guy Rico, and he's really good. He reconditions them." Well, we bought the first one, and then he replaced 2 more, and the third one lasted about a year, and it started leaking again, and it was going out, and so I just bought one of those Amish cooling units, and
works great.
So in our refrigerator, it's almost next to impossible to get handles, and we've this little place over here about 25 miles away from here. This guy's got all kinds of old stuff. He's got another set of those handles, but I only needed one, and I bought 2, so I have a spare everything. So and get you a storage. The thing about here in Arkansas, in California we had a storage, and it was what
15.
It was a 15 by 10.
Yeah.
And it was how much? 80 a month?
It was $72 a month.
$72 a month.
That's a lot of money.
We have a 10 by 20 here, and it's $40 a month. So you know, you gotta always be trying to, you know, we're always trying to cut down expenses because food prices are up, fuel prices, everything's going up otherwise. So anywhere you can cut, you know, you do. You know,
He's
that's
ready
what you
for
got to
bed
do.
again.
That's what he does when he wants to go to bed. He goes in there and makes a bunch of noise. Huh? Huh? Are you having fun?
Only if you go to bed.
Yeah. But
Um,
let's see. There's a bunch of questions here.
yeah.
The frame. Do you still have, Jason? You still have the? I don't remember what the brand name. Yours is what, like 34 or 35 foot, and it's can't
I don't
remember what the.
remember it either. I can
I know what it.
see it.
I know when you say it, I'll know the name. But you can. I don't know. A lot of those things kind of get a little out of wacky do. What they got to do is reset the rear. You might there's some deals in there, rubber deals that support you. If you have air ride, there's like these swinging arm deals back there, and the bushings is back there wear out.
They're not talking about theirs. They said they met somebody who bought.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I had a friend of
That it
mine.
came out of the factory like that.
He
Brand new.
almost had was taking up 2 lanes going down Dave's first motor.
Yeah.
So not Dave Ryan.
Esther has discovered the RV floor plan we've been looking for. It'll be our next 3 to 4 years, and they will buy used.
Yeah.
10 by 15 in Oregon is $50 a month. It's only half full. Yeah, Dave, you need to get out of Oregon. How the heck did it pass him?
Yeah, well.
And you're right, Teresa. Some things never change. He's still the boss. Cage.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but I think Arkansas, there's a lot of poverty in this state, but I'll tell you what, most of the people are really good people. I mean, you get yelled at if you don't wave when they go the other way. You know, everybody waves, and I mean, my brother, he gets upset.
Was telling our 6-year-old grandson that whenever Bappa drives the motor, or drives anywhere in Arkansas, because they just moved here, everybody waves like this. They have their hand on the steering wheel and they put two up.
Yes.
And he heard me say it. He wasn't paying attention, and so the next time they went somewhere, he's sitting in the car and he did. So now Bill does that.
Yeah. Well,
oh, I love it. Kids are funny.
It's a different world, but it's a lot slower here. And of course, we came from the Mojave Desert when we lived in California. Last 28 years, we lived in the high desert. Huh?
Teresa said she got a 5x5 for $150 for 6 months.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's pretty small.
Yeah, it is. But
that's pretty small. But that's all you need.
What part of the state has land for sale that you would recommend?
Well, I'll tell you this much. We're near Mena, Arkansas. We're outside of Mena, Arkansas.
I will say this right now, though. The market is pretty high at the moment everywhere. Real estate, our son-in-law does real estate and he's doing really well at it, but because people are wanting to get out of states that they don't want to be in anymore. I won't say where, but a lot of them are coming here and it's driving the prices up. So,
well, it's the Texans. People from Texas are leaving Texas to come here.
Places.
And the thing is small land is hard to find. Big chunks are easy to find, but this 1.1 acres is more than I need. I mean, there's work to it. I mean, around here, if you don't mow your lawn, you won't be able to find your motorhome.
Yeah, it grows quick.
Where we're at up here on this little plateau we did, and we laid down this what they call road base. It keeps the grass down. We won't have a big problem with grass up here, and we don't have any topsoil.
We still have all of this,
but we have a lot
here.
We
back there.
We got like 70 by 100 of the
gravel
of the lot that isn't going to have to be mowed, and the driveway, but the rest is grass and trees, and where that little shed is. So But the next door neighbor,
Pusher, that's what they have.
They what?
Damon Pusher.
Yeah, Damon. Yeah, okay.
And Dave says this is a good life because of how we network and make friends.
Yeah.
Which is out of water.
Yeah, it's the neighbor next door. She mows the lawn for us. I may get a lawnmower, riding lawnmower. I got the shed. I got a spot to put it. So yeah, what especially once we have the big building, then I'll get a lawnmower. But for right now, when we're gone, she'll come over here and mow it. But we don't have to mow now. We won't have to mow till springtime. So we got months and months where we don't have to pay for it. So we were giving her like she was mowing it every other week, and we would send she was charging us $35 each time. So we were sending her $105 about every 5 weeks. So it wasn't 6 weeks. It wasn't too bad. But and like I say, it's worth it because she keeps an eyeball on everything. We're really, honestly, she's got a little peephole. She looks out, and she's there all the time. And she comes over. The other day we were out here sitting in chairs, burning that big pile of weeds out there, and she hung out with us. So I don't know. Just I don't know. I'm not trying to be a salesman on Arkansas, but like I say, I have a big advantage because my brother was born and raised here. My stepmom's here. They've been here. My dad was born and raised here and died here. And my grandfather was born and raised here and died here. And I mean, so I've had family here for over 100 years. And when I say my last name, most of the time they always look at me and they go, "Oh, are you John's brother?" Yeah. My brother is diehard John McClain. So anyway, it makes a big advantage. But if anyone's interested in this area, which around here, I mean, 25 or 30 miles in any one of the directions is close because it's all 2-lane and there's just so much to look at all the time you're driving. And a couple of secrets in Arkansas: if your neighbor next door is got yard art, you don't complain because people don't complain about one another's things. I mean, unless he's infringing on your property, and I told the lady next door, well, we may have 5 or 6 motorhomes come here. I don't care. It's your property. You do what you want to do. And so
Marsha says she's been looking for 1 or 2 acres. It's hard to find. And 2 Eggs says #Cali exit. We will buy an old church.
Yeah.
Dave says, oh heck, start a new business. Bill's rent a goat.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, Travel Camp 365. Thanks for commenting. We downsized to 26 feet C-Class from our 40-foot National Islander diesel pusher. And let me tell you, I'm sorry we sold that RV.
Yeah, National Islander is a nice RV, too.
Now we're back looking to upsize back to a bigger RV. Yeah.
National made some...
especially if you're living in it full-time, there's 2 of you.
Yeah, the trade winds, and they're a pretty good motorhome, man. They've been out of business since, I think, like Fleetwood and everybody back in 2008. But yeah, they built a pretty good motorhome, and you could still get stuff for them. Finding a good salvage yard or a good guy that has a bunch of supplies, close to you is and that's a really good thing. Yeah. If you or somebody that a lot of the stuff you can find on Amazon. Really, to be truthful with you, a lot of it. And your generator stuff, you can get anything for them. You can get whole generators used, and I don't know. It's hard to replace that that one that you had. That was a 40-footer too. Yeah, 40-foot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the trade winds are like 36, I think, or 37. An extra, man, every foot you add on these things, it makes a big difference. Ours is unusual because we basically have a mid-entry. So our front wheels are like a truck, a diesel truck. They're at the front of the vehicle. There's a bumper right in front of the wheels. And the wheels are in front of us, in front of where a lot of the motorhomes, you got the front entry and the wheels are underneath right even with your chair. So, I mean, it just depends. I really like the mid-entry. The bad thing about it that Darla doesn't like is it cuts down on your counter space. But
sure does.
But there are some that it doesn't. If the kitchen's in the slide on this side over here, then it doesn't cut down on anything. But I prefer to not have the kitchen in the slide out because you start pots and pans and all that kind of stuff are heavy. So you want to keep the weight off the slide outs as much as you can. I've seen people just have people sitting in the couch when they're bringing the slide. You can't do that stuff, man. You got to be real gentle.
Not on this old of a motor.
Yeah, we have first generation, so we get the little step. But we grab a hold of that when we hit the button in it. Check for objects in your way when the slide out is moving, and then we grab hold of. We help pull it in,
and we help push it.
And we help push it out, and actually we pull so hard that the motor's trying to catch up to us. We push so hard it's trying to catch up when it's going out. So, and I've had to fix that thing. We had a little. What are you doing? We had one time where the springs in our awning broke, and when it was coming in, it took the metal deal and wrapped it under cover. And it cocked it, and oh god! And then they have these things where you loosen them up and you adjust the way the thing is sitting in there. I had a buddy of mine. He goes, I think this thing broke. Well, there was no way to get that part. I've never been able to find it. So I just went to a machinist and I designed my own drive system for it. And I said, can you make this? And he says, yeah, I can make that. And he made it. I put it in there and it's worked ever since. So it's not, I still have the one adjuster on the one side, but so I could still adjust it. But the side that broke just happens to be the drive side. And so I put this deal in there. I just took, it used to be the same one inside and expanded when you tighten it up and it tightened down on the shaft. What I ended up doing is making a deal that went over. So if I ever find that part, I could take this part off and put that part back on and it will work like it originally did.
Teresa says, I like the short Safaris I looked at. Too bad they put the smallest diesel in it. I couldn't tow my car up a hill, but it was beautiful. They are nice. Safaris are nice.
Well, they make them, they have that 6.5 GM diesel, which is it's kind of questionable, but it's got a lot more power. That little Isuzu motor is not very strong. It's a little 4-cylinder. The 6.5 GM diesel's a V8. They use that for a few years, and then you, of course, some have 454s. But stay away from the Mercedes diesels if and not because they're a bad diesel. They're a good diesel, but if you have a problem with them, they're expensive. And now the Caterpillars, the problem with the Caterpillars is that they need someone to work on them. Now that Caterpillar is not building on-road, on-highway vehicles, a lot of shops won't work on Caterpillar motors anymore. So you got to find like an independent guy that will work on them. But that's like I say, it's always about finding a good mechanic or becoming one. With the YouTube channels, I mean, I use them just like everybody else. I mean, that just like pulling that transmission. I tried to find someone to replace that rear main seal, and everybody's, it'd be $5,000. I can't do it for 10 years. And, we're losing a gallon of oil every 30 miles. I've got to fix this thing. So we were in a campground. I grabbed a piece of plywood and I threw it underneath. And I paid a kid to come there. I paid for his space for a month. And he got underneath there with me. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And he was a diesel mechanic. And he was like, okay, hey, let's, And we pulled it out and went in there and got it all out and put a new seal in it. And I was thanking him for it. He goes, shoot, I should thank you. I had no idea.
When Bill says kid, I mean, he was probably in his late 30s, early 40s, but to us, that was a kid.
But and it was he used to be on here. I don't know. We haven't seen him in a long time.
MR Mobile.
No, yeah, MR Mobile.
He was good.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. Him and his wife were real nice. Yeah. And he was a good mechanic. I mean, he knew his stuff. And he was working on RVs on the road, but on diesels. But I don't know how good that. I was originally going to do motorcycles, just go to different towns and work in motorcycle shops, but carrying all those tools, man.
Yeah.
This one toolbox, I got to lighten it up, man. It's heavy. So I got to get some weight out of this motorhome. And, it's always the tool you take out that you need a week later,
Always.
when you're 1,000 miles away, there's nothing you can do. So I've got 3 skill saws, all this stuff. So
Yeah, because every time he needs one, he buys another.
got to go buy another
Just
one.
bring it back and stuff it in the storage. Next time we're out, he'll need it again and have to buy another one. Wow. Well, I think we've caught up to all the comments.
Have we?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, people are dropping off like flies. Well, hey, guys, I guess we're going to call it a night. 3 hours, I think, is probably a record for us and probably for you.
It's like
But
2.5.
It's been really nice talking, and
I appreciate when you guys hang in there and stick with us and comment and say hi and all the things. Thumbs up.
You guys that are thinking, about getting out there, it's like getting into a hot tub.
You're gonna just get out there. You're gonna go, why didn't I do this sooner?
Yeah,
you will.
It really, I'll tell you what, it adds years to your life. It really does, because the day-to-day stress and the rent and the this and the that, and you're tied to your area. You have a fight with your neighbor. Well, now you got bad vibes with your neighbor, and sometimes you can never get past that. With this, levelers up, slide out in, down the road you go, or move to another spot in the campground, whatever you got to do.
So many tools and no cooking pans. Been working while we talk, Teresa says. Mikio says, I'm still here. Smash the like button. Thank you, Mikio. I laugh because I just went and bought a circular saw and jigsaw. I have them in storage in Oregon also, Dave.
You know what I bought that's the most awesome thing is a Sawzall.
Sawzall, yeah.
Yeah, that thing is amazing.
Yeah, we've used it a lot.
And I got everything I get now is I get the cordless battery operated.
Yeah.
I got a battery operated. They had a
drill.
Cyber Monday, this thing that they wanted $110 a chainsaw went down to $89. And I told her, she said, we better get it. I said, okay. So I got it. Today it's $121.99. So we
did good.
We scored on that. And,
you guys, anyway, thank you so much for popping on. We do appreciate every one of you guys.
Yeah, we do.
Whether you commented or not, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, and for the people that didn't put their name on there, go ahead and put them on so we can see, because Eric Jones, I love this mobile lifestyle.
No regrets.
No regrets. Awesome. Yeah.
I have one over those in storage also.
Yeah.
A Sawzall.
All right,
guys. Dougie, tell Helen hi. Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. Love you too, Teresa. You're still coming to Quartzsite, right, Teresa?
She's saying she could get James to bring her.
Get what?
Get James to bring her.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
Yeah, he stays at a motel. Anyway.
Night, Marcia. Good night, Dave. Good night, Jason and Amanda. Good night, Eric, Marcia, Mikio. Hope I hit everybody.
Yeah, Marcia, if you want to talk to Darla or I.
Oh, Dave said, give me a call sometime.
What?
Give me a call sometime.
Dave said? Okay. Just email us at economicrefugeesrv@gmail.com. Hope you got that. economicrefugeesrv@gmail.com. Hey, give us your information, your phone number or something, and whether you want to talk to Darla or me, same thing. And we'll give you a call. So, and Seymour's asking,
hi, Vince Simmons.
Quartzsite.
Thanks for popping on. Good night, Pooh.
Seymour, do you have a question about it, Quartzsite? If you do, go to our Facebook page.
No, he said, can you recommend the cheapest storage facility for a UTV side-by-side in Quartzsite?
Oh, in Quartzsite. I don't know about
I don't even know of any storages in Quartzsite.
I'm sure there is, but I don't know where.
Yeah.
Would you go there? Just look around, Well, he probably wants to take his stuff with him.
Yeah.
Just take it with you. I'm sure you'll find a place. I'll tell you what, we moved our motorcycle shop from California to here. That was quite an adventure, man. I think that's what took the 50,000 miles off the mileage on that truck, man. That's just a little V6, and between the truck and the trailer and everything we had, it had to weigh 15,000 pounds. And that truck wasn't designed to ever pull that much weight. But The stuff that I did to it made it possible.
Do you remember Ron in an RV channel name?
Who?
Ron in an RV. I know he came by and he met you when we were doing that transmission.
Did he?
Quartzite, he did.
Yeah.
Travel Camp 365. That's who that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for putting that together for us. I do remember that. All right, guys, we do thank you. And thanks for all the comments again. Appreciate it very much. Hope you all have a good evening. And we'll see you next time.
All right. And I'm going to, I'll do this. Oh,
Yeah.
oops, that didn't work.
Good night, guys.